What up, everybody? You're now tuned into the true definition of a sports fanatic. I'm your host, Brandon Lampley. Back today with another live stream. I had to get one in this week. I didn't want to let the week go by, like getting on camera and getting some stuff out there. Been under the weather all week, as you can hear in my voice, man. But I'm gonna power through it because I'm
here.
Yeah. I can hear you. Can you hear me? We good? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so we gonna power through this thing, man. We gonna get it out. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. But Mr. Reid, how you feeling? See, you got a new background there.
Yeah, this ain't Jacksonville. this ain't Jacksonville weather here. The road warrior this weekend.
Man.
We'll see what the high spirited slime Jaguars do tomorrow. They in good spirits. We'll see if they can keep those good spirits.
Yeah. They seem to be I noticed that. They seem to be like, I would say from like what was practices and interviews, and they just seem to have kind of more of a bounce in their step. Everybody kind of seems to be excited and
smiles and laughter, and I guess that's what a 9-6 upset victory against Buffalo would do. But I celebrate a little bit too much, but I don't know. I've been wrong before.
Yeah, man. So, man, y'all see the topics we got today. Of course, Cam is back, so we're going to talk about Cam, but we're going to start with these Las Vegas Raiders and how Vegas may not have been the best place to put the Raiders. Hey, ever since they moved, man, it's been something, man. Hey, so you released 2 first-round picks and your coach in a matter of weeks. We've never seen that before. It's unprecedented for something like that to happen. And now your first-round corner, Damon Arnette, which he's just dumb. He's dumb. I mean, Henry Ruggs which was much more serious, understood. But Damon Arnette, man, he's dumb. Like, why are you on TikTok threatening people that ain't right in front of you? Like, unless you in fear for your life, why are you threatening people talking trash on TikTok? And then you pull the gun out, pointed at him, using slurs. Like, what you doing? I don't understand, man. He's a special case. Yeah, and then he can't even get on the field.
Maybe. So wait a minute, he gangstified but can't get on the field?
Yeah, last time I checked, I don't think he was playing.
That's a bad combination, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can have an NFL city where what is it? AMF and boxing and casinos and man, Las Vegas is a different place, man. It might change your whole mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, this comment came in last night when I posted it. He said the Panthers loves first-round CB players, so Damon Arnette will be claimed by the Panthers. Hey, yeah, he may be claimed by the Panthers, man. Hey, they came and got C.J. Henderson, took C.J. Henderson off our hands, so they may go get Damon Arnette as well, man.
Yeah, I gotta find out how many snap counts C.J. has. I don't think he's been on the field much.
I don't even remember him playing, like him physically out there playing. I don't think I remember even seeing him. I just saw him in practice. I haven't watched many of the Panthers games, but just a little bit I've watched them, and I haven't seen him on the field at all. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but
it might stay that way.
It may. But speaking of Gruden, the news dropped. I think it was yesterday that he is suing the NFL, and basically, let's see. I want to get him word for word exactly what he said, and why he's suing. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Adam Schefter reported it, and let's see. Where is it at? Let's see, Gruden. Yeah, so John Gruden is suing the NFL and Roger Goodell, according to his attorney Adam Hausmer-Henner, who released his statement. John Gruden has filed suit against the National Football League, Commissioner Goodell, and the 8th Judicial District Court in Clark County, Nevada. The complaint alleges that the defendants selectively leaked Gruden's private correspondence to the Wall Street Journal and New York Times in order to harm Gruden's reputation and force him out of his job. There is no explanation or justification for why Gruden's emails were the only ones made public. Out of the 650,000 emails collected in the NFL's investigation of the Washington football team, or for why the emails were held for months before being released in the middle of the Raiders season. In response, NFL spokesman, NFL PR guy announced this. The allegations are entirely meritless, and the NFL will vigorously defend these claims. Well, they're not going to defend them for long. They'll defend, but they're not going to defend it for long, because once all this is you didn't release those other emails. That's what this is about. Yeah. If you release these other emails, you're not in this situation. And so since you don't want to release those emails, you're going to pay Gruden to go away. Because at a certain point, a judge, as soon as you get in front of the judge is going to ask you, like, why only his emails? And what response can they give that's going to satisfy the judge? I can't think of any.
No, I can't think of any either. I can think why Gruden got a lawyer and filed some papers in court to gotta recoup some of the money back that he lost. But I mean, he's got a strong case. I mean, it's obvious, 650,000 emails, and the only ones that get released is the ones, indicting him. So you don't criticize the commissioner. I think that's obvious.
That's obvious. That is obvious. He and not only so you released his personal emails between him and Bruce Allen.
Yeah.
And when asked about the others, because I can't remember who it was, one of the other owners, they want all of them released. Because like the owners usually are in lockstep, but in this case, it's some of them. They're like, yo, you need to show these other emails. We need to see what's in there, because I guarantee you, some of them, a lot of them know already. The ones who are okay with them not getting out, they probably know what's in them, and it's not just the Washington. And 650,000 emails is just not the Washington organization tied into this. So they're going to try to, if they could burn the emails, they would. Like they want, like the tapes from what's that, Spygate? Nobody saw the tapes; they just burned them, right? They're going to try to do that with these emails.
But when you investigate as thorough as that investigation was, they hired somebody to investigate 650,000 emails, and none of this was the inside workings of the Redskins. It was a lot going on there that was wrong, and we have not had any findings or any this extensive investigation. How can you have an investigation and you don't have any answers to release? I mean, that's like wasted time. I mean, that's why the people that was involved with this, I mean, they're angry.
Yeah.
Basically they kicked Gruden out for his job, but the initial investigation didn't even have anything to do with Gruden. There's a lot going on with the Redskins. I mean, well, not the Redskins. Don't call them Redskins.
Don't call them that. Don't call them that.
Washington football team.
Yeah.
But I've never heard that. That's almost like they investigate, but they won't release the findings.
Yeah.
What's the point? Why investigate if you don't release the findings?
Yeah.
You keeping it in a file for a secret 20 years from now, after Snyder no longer the owner? Come on, man. We know that that's not the way you do business. But the NFL is the NFL, so they make their billions, but they definitely don't follow all the proper channels that should be followed in a public investigation, which that was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's crazy that you hold those emails, you wait till the Raiders start, you wait till the season start, and then you pretty much threaten them. You say, hey, he gotta go, or we got these emails. Release him. Mark Davis initially was like, no, I'm not doing that. No. It's like, oh, you're not? Okay, release. and it went around the world. Yeah. And then after that, he coached the game after that. Yeah. And then Mark Davis he was taking heat, and he was like, he wanted to stick by him, and I understand it, but he was like, okay, I got to let you go. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But Gruden knew from the beginning that he was going to sue them because he said that this was a targeted attack, and he's absolutely right. There's no doubt about this. This was a targeted attack because it's only him. Because there's other active people, coaches, all front office people. Yeah, front office people, other owners. Yeah. They're all on that email thread, I'm sure. There's plenty of them on there. And things have been said, things have been shared. Shoot, if Gruden was getting the photos of the cheerleaders topless with paint on them, you don't think other owners and coaches and people stuff was getting that stuff too? So, yeah.
Just, that's the problem with the NFL, man. I mean, they're going to protect the shield, but it seems like they protect the shield at all costs, especially when things are wrong. I go back to the concussion thing. They made the movie about it. The fact that they were saying one thing, actually something else was happening. And they never disclosed to the players how serious that, concussion injuries and the impact of those injuries. And they withheld a lot of information from their own players. So, man, it's hard to trust something like that. That's like working in Washington or something, man. You don't know who to trust.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, a lot of politics.
Well, too much politics. And, Roger Goodell, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the days of the Tagler Roselle. At least they go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
I'm just saying those commissioners, man, they didn't let anything go in front of the game. They when the owner had to be put in check because the game was bigger than the owner. Those guys didn't care about, okay, we're going to have the owners meeting and we got enough votes to vote them out of office or something like that. Well, I think this is I think that's what Roger Goodell's fear is, that they, the Jerry Jones and the Snyders and all these owners can just out of nowhere just say, we're going to vote you out, which they almost did a couple of years ago. But, man, you got to put the shield. I mean, you got to protect the integrity of the league. That's what the commissioner's job is. And it just seems like to me that his job is just don't piss off too many owners and everything will be fine. Continue to get the TV contracts. We can continue to make the money, and everything is peachy dory. And that's not the way this league was 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. It's about money now. I mean, supposedly protecting the shield, but it's selective protecting, and it's about the money because they've had such great growth over the last decade. I mean, they've made more money in 1 year than most countries make. Yeah.
And I wouldn't be shocked that they wouldn't release this information during the season because they don't want to distract from the games and on the football fields. And I wouldn't be shocked if they get pressured that you wouldn't hear anything about that investigation until February, after the Super Bowl, March.
Yeah.
Maybe start leaking in, but that's the one thing about the NFL, man. They don't like anything to distract. If you got a major trade, you don't announce it during Super Bowl week. It's like that. Even, and I always say, you got the attention of the world with the Super Bowl. How's that going to distract from the Super Bowl when you got the world watching the game, basically watching everything, press conferences, everything leading up to the big game, and they don't want any other news outside of the two teams in that Super Bowl during Super Bowl week.
Yeah.
That tells y'all you need to know about this present day NFL, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is, but more like you said. like you said, it's gonna get leaked at a certain point.
Oh yeah, in the off season. But I say this: Gruden got a strong case, man. You can't. I mean, it looks bad that you got 650,000 emails and he only how many he had? About 10.
Yeah.
Out of 650,000, that's only 10 get leaked to the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. Out of 650,000, we know who the leaker is. So I mean,
we know,
man.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, go ahead, pay him. You got to pay him because he has a case. He has a case. And he has a strong case.
Yeah, he's got a strong case. I think he'll get most of that. And like you said, I agree with you. They're gonna settle. They don't want this. This can get ugly. That investigation can get exposed. They don't want to put themselves in no position like that. So I would think that they would settle out of court.
Yeah, I think so too. So, but man, we'll see what happens with the Raiders, and they still have the Raiders. Just imagine how the team and the owners doing right now, man. They have a whole season that they're trying to get through. They're still in the running for the playoffs. I mean, so many distractions, and they still have to go and do their job. But hey, that's life. It is what it is, man. But we'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah,
we're gonna.
They were having
move.
all of. Yep.
Yeah. So we're gonna move forward. We're gonna talk about some of these new faces and new places. Well, at the top of the list, of course, Mr. Cam Newton, who looks like a kid in a candy store in these videos I've been seeing of him now that he's back in Carolina. He was headed to practice and he was all on the golf cart, man. He was like a little kid, man. He's like giddy, in the press conference, man. There's one thing, he should have never left Carolina. Because ever since he left Carolina, they say they've spent $56 million, have given up 3 to 4 picks with signing Teddy, trading for Sam Darnold, and they're right back where they started, Cam Newton. It was a waste. It was a waste of time. I saw something where they said that Sam Darnold is so bad that he stopped the Panthers from being racist and had them bring Cam back.
Yeah. Sam Darnold, like the only quarterback that I know that started good and then regress from week 3 on to the rest of the season. I've seen that like 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
he start out good, and then by week 4, he's garbage. So, but about Cam, I mean, hey, like you say. It's an organization that's being full circle.
Yeah.
They just made a complete circle. Mistake. Tapper changed, I heard that they had a conversation before they signed him where they smoothed out the rough edges and, but, I mean, good for Cam. I mean, this is an organization, I mean, you go, hey, he is the Carolina Panthers, if you really want to know the truth about it. He put that franchise on the map. They had their most success with him. He's an icon in Charlotte. I can understand why he's happy. He's returned home.
Yeah.
And it never hurts to earn $10 million when a lot of other people thought they were written him off, Some people didn't think he would be back in the league again. But I say this, he can't be any worse than what they've had.
Can't be any worse. Shoot, and not only him, Odell Beckham Jr. signed with the Rams, and everybody was talking about, well, how's that going to work? You got Cooper Kupp, who's leading the league in every receiving category, having a beast of a season. You have Robert Woods, who is playing very well. I think it's Van Jefferson is one. He's pretty much the reason why Deshaun Jackson isn't there anymore. And Deshaun, he's going to the Raiders. So he gets to be a part of that circus in Las Vegas. But reported today, Robert Woods tore his ACL in practice Friday.
Yeah. So he's
out. Now they need Odell Beckham Jr. He's not a luxury now. He's a need,
Yeah, he's a need.
Yeah.
Woods was their second
Second guy, yeah.
Leading receiver too. So and he's out. So so whoever that GM and the Rams, boy, he looked in that crystal ball and came out with a gem because they needed him.
Yeah. Less need. Yeah.
But you know what, Brandon? I'm gonna say this, man. I love LA. LA got the sunshine. They got the palm trees. They got the Lakers. They got great sports facilities. But it's almost like they're becoming a monopoly, man. It's like they're getting like everybody.
Mm-hmm. Big name after big name.
I mean, you go to NBA, play with a big name after big name. I mean, they got to allow some of these other towns to get some stars. Because it look like all of them going to the West Coast, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only have so many stars, but I understand the sun, the fun.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I don't know, man.
I mean, are they the largest market, or are they close to the largest market? I know they're one of the largest markets in the U.S.
They are. I think that. Yeah, I think it's them in New York. Things done changed so much from consensus to. I think they do have the number. I think their television market is larger than New York.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But another thing is you can make so much money outside of with endorsements, even local endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can have a local commercial just run in Southern California, and it can make as much. I mean, you profit just as much if he was having a national with State Farm or somebody, with Chris Paul or somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lakers contract that they have for their local games is out. I mean, it's almost doubles everybody else in the NBA.
Yeah.
Their contract.
Yeah.
Just to show the local games.
Yeah.
But they pay money. They got James Worthy on the studio host show. They I mean, they do a good job. I mean, but man, that's the difference maker. That's the difference why they can go out and sign all those guys and look at a team like the Pelicans or one of the smaller markets, Oklahoma City, maybe even San Antonio now. And they can't attract them, and they can't keep them.
Right. Can't keep them, man. Can't keep them. But yeah, so more. I think Odell. I mean, he's been getting a lot of hate. It's people who they want to see him play and get back to his regular form. But it's so many people now. They're like, well, he has been a Pro Bowler in 5 years. He's all flash, no substance. He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. And it was like, well, he's a shell of himself. He's this. Well, all of that is null and void now because he has a chance to go out and show exactly who he is again. Once again, allow him to reintroduce himself. And Matthew Stafford is going to be able to get him the ball. I don't think there's going to be any issue with getting Odell the ball, especially down the field. I mean, you could say what you want about Baker and people defending Baker and stuff like that. And Baker had his issues and whatever, but Baker is still he's on the hot seat in Cleveland. The fans are like, yo, Baker, it might not be the guy.
Yeah.
So he's under fire right now. So for Odell to go from that situation to LA, man, it's like I want to say this, but it's like going from the north side of Jacksonville to the south side of Jacksonville. It's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. I'm from the north side, people. I'm from the north side, just so you know. But that's kind of what it's like, It's kind of what it's like.
Going from the north side to St. Johns County. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from the north side too, Harborview. But Sean McVay, man, he allowed those guys to have their personalities, man. He don't restrict them. He let them be themselves. I mean, what top guy would want to go there with all that collection of talents, man? I mean, all I gotta say, they gotta produce, man. if the Rams make it to the second round of the playoffs, or they make it to the AFC Championship game and don't win, it's another lost season. They got to make it to the Super Bowl when you go get the people, Von Miller and all these guys. You add to the defensive front. They done added something to each level. You got Jalen. You done brought in Odell. You got no excuses. You got rid of your quarterback. You brought in Stafford. They've been bringing this in, bringing that in. Yeah. I don't want to see the Rams not make it to the Super Bowl and get hey, Tom Brady get out or something. So they gotta when you bring in them stars, you gotta win, man. If it ain't, then you just wasting money.
Yeah, you are wasting money, and it's amazing the Rams and the way they've gone about things as far as like draft picks are nothing to them. I mean, they just give them away. They're like, none of these young guys in these drafts are really going to help us. We need grizzled veterans, guys who can already play. Guys who may have a bit of a personality, who may have been a bit of an issue somewhere else. Hey, we want them here. We want to bring them here. So. And it's so far, it has worked. I mean, it started with them. They went to one Super Bowl and they're trying to get back, and they've stayed successful over these last 5 years. They've been one of the better teams in the league.
But another thing, Brian, LA, when you have a LA franchise, fans don't wait, man.
No,
they go to the beach. They go Dodgers or anywhere else, but if they ain't waiting on draft picks to develop 3-4 years and all that kind of stuff. If you don't win now, they ain't showing up.
Yeah. They say the Chargers still ain't. They still haven't. Their games aren't sold out there.
Man, let me tell you something. I saw them like week 3 or week 2, whenever they played the Raiders I think it was a Monday night game. They had more black jerseys with Raiders than that Chargers uniform. That whatever that soda, whatever it is. And I'll be honest, if you read the LA Times, man, they might be below the soccer team in LA as far as coverage. They don't get nowhere near the same coverage that as the Rams get, obviously. They say that's the Rams town. But I don't know, man. Maybe they should go back to San Diego and force San Diego to build them a new
stadium
and go back. Because they're never going to be a team of record. Yeah. They won't ever be the team of record in LA, ever.
Yeah, I don't think only way you do that, man. They got to win, and they got to win a lot, and they got to do it consistently. You got to have, in order to beat out the Rams, like you got to go at least win the Super Bowl, and you got to be a playoff contender for a long time. Like And
you got to win consistently. You got to bring more star players. I mean, they got best young. Well, it's no problem. He's probably the best young quarterback in the league.
Yeah,
and he's Stafford. Get way more
coverage than Justin Herbert. Yeah. So
that tells you all you need to know there, man. We ain't got time to wait on a young star. We want the star already established, proven. That's what we're gonna pay this. We're gonna pay courtside seats. We don't watch Magic. We don't want to watch a rookie.
Right.
Or it has to be a great rookie.
Right. So before we get into the Jags, it was like three stories. So number one, Mr. Mac Jones twisting Brian Burns, the Carolina Panthers defensive end, twisting his ankle. I think it was after a turnover. And he twisted, it looked like he did it on purpose, like he did his shoulder like this and twisted his ankle. And Brian Burns was upset about it. And he said, told the other NFL defensive ends, happy hunting. when it comes to Mac Jones. You have very few that have defended Mac Jones, but they've been mostly Patriot fans. Anytime I've seen them on Twitter or something, they're Patriot fans. Of course, so they're going to defend Mac Jones. But I will say, man, that stuff like that goes on. I mean, every now and then you don't get shots of it like that. I mean, that was obvious. I mean, you had a clear, concise shot of it. Usually it's in a pile, it's in a crowd. You can't really see it, can't really tell. Every now and then, though, you get them clear shots. It's like a few years back when I think it was Brandon Spikes. He was at Florida, and he was all in the dude face mask, trying to gouge his eyes out and all of that stuff. And yeah, every now and then you get a front row seat to that. But those are the things that happens. I mean, you don't want to be a part of the game, but it's part of the game, man. It's just stuff that people do. And now Mac just got to watch out. Guys see that. And if he even attempt something like that again, the next guy go knock him out. He ain't gonna be on the floor crying or whatever, or wincing in pain. He gonna try to knock him out right there on the spot.
Man, I gotta add a topic to you. When you're up here in Indiana, you have to watch Big Ten football. The Big Ten, man, it's like Purdue looked like they could beat anybody in the country a week ago.
Yeah,
they're playing Ohio State right now, and they lose. I mean, I think Ohio State might score 50. It's 21-7 at the start of the second quarter, and Purdue looked like the Jaguars against Seattle.
Dang.
They can't line up. They can't complete a pass. And man, I just think the Big Ten is overhyped, man. I know that ain't on the topic, but boy.
But no, Big Ten is top heavy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, they're 6-3 Purdue, but come on, man, they're getting blown out after a week. Then they beat Michigan State.
Right. Yeah. That's Purdue. Yeah, it's I watched that game, like you said, and I'm like, man, Purdue, they could be in the playoff. I mean, I say, man, they look pretty good. But like you said today, against Ohio State, they come back down to earth.
Like they don't even know where to go to make a play. Like they don't know who to tackle. I mean, guy running through them. And I think Purdue is made. Like I think they've knocked off like 6 top 10 teams over the last 2 seasons or something.
Yeah, they have. They've been playing pretty good football.
I know it's this, man. The Bulldogs losing to Tennessee 10-7 at halftime.
We'll see if that lasts, man, because they got a quick strike offense, and that defense doesn't give up many touchdowns. Yeah,
I don't know if they ain't never been held to 7 points in 2 quarters for a half. Not this year.
Yeah, but we shall see. But Mr. Mac Jones better watch out, man, because I know those it's going to be players now, man. They're going to be looking for that. They're going to be looking for a little dirty stuff from him, and he's going to catch some dirty stuff from other players now. And you better hope he ain't got to see Brian Burns again.
They already saying that they already done put the label on him that he's a dirty quarterback, man. I saw somebody wrote that he's a dirty player.
Yeah. But it's always those unassuming ones, because him outside of a football uniform, you look like an accountant.
Yeah. He don't look like like a quarterback.
He don't look like a quarterback outside of the uniform. He like an accountant. They said when he was getting drafted and he was walking in his suit, they say it looked like he was getting ready to go deny a bank loan.
He's gonna put down some stocks and go work at Wall Street.
Yeah, that's what it is. So, we will see. My other one, Mr. Darwin Cook. So Darwin Cook has a situation which initially it was reported that his house was broken into by an ex-girlfriend who attacked some people in his home. And Nesco, what's going on? Who attacked some people in his home, and he basically forcibly put hands on her to remove her. But now the situation is saying where she's supposedly pressing charges against him because they were fighting, they said, and he supposedly smashed her face through a breakfast, little breakfast table or whatever, and just had a back and forth. But of course, his lawyers are denying it. They say the truth will come out. She's only accusing him of assault because she broke in his house and attacked his victims. And Darwin Cook said, I just want everybody to know that I'm the victim in this situation, and the truth and details about the situation will come out at a further time. And now, what's funny about this is this young lady, I don't know if she still is, but she was married at the time she was dealing with Darwin Cook and was pregnant by him and supposedly terminated the pregnancy. And while all this was going on, she dealing with Darwin Cook. She stabbed her husband. So the story gets crazier and crazier as time goes on and the layers get peeled back, man.
Man, that sounds like love and hip hop.
Don't it? It does, man. I've never seen anything like this.
Jocelyn has returned, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can put any spin on that one, man. I think we have to wait and see how that shakes out, boy. Because I don't. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's
I
said, Cook's now go ahead.
I say that. I mean, he's got to maybe watch what he selects.
Shoot, man. He say, "Oh yeah, there go Ness. That means he had other females there, and she is a bag of nuts." Yeah. That's all that means. Because if there was just a group of dudes there, she wouldn't attack nobody. But yeah, that means it was other women there, and she put hands on them. Yeah, because he had two. So he had two guests there that she put hands on. He had to forcibly remove her from the home. Yeah, he said, and then she's a sergeant in the U.S. Army.
Say that again.
Oh my goodness. A sergeant. She's a sergeant in the U.S. Army.
Well, she might have won that one.
Right. Yeah, man. It's the whole situation is crazy, man. She's accusing him of giving her a concussion, leaving a scar on her face, and taking her through hell. Say she used the mace on him before going into his bedroom and grabbing his gun and calling a friend for help. He said, leading the running back to attack her with a broomstick, she alleged. He said, no criminal charges were filed and police were not contacted at the time of the altercation. So this is a lover's quarrel that went crazy.
So what are we in? We're in civil court or what? Listen, she filed a civil suit. This criminal.
So from what I understand, let's see, Wednesday, just a lawsuit filed against him by ex-girlfriend abuse. So, this look like this may be a criminal suit. Yeah, because now this is a civil suit and she's looking for some money. I gotta question that. But if she's looking to put him in jail and get justice for the wrong he did, then yeah. But if it's about money, if she's just trying to get this is a civil thing, and she's trying to get money out of him, nah. Because I feel like then your most of what you said breaks down then, because don't you want him to face crimes for his punishment, or you just want the money? Which one do you want?
I think we'll find out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're definitely about to find out. Okay, let me see.
Well, that off the field with this league.
Yeah, he said that means she find his wine. She find his wine that dumb as a box of rocks. You know the typical type that these sports athletes go for. Some bat crazy episode, different channel. Next. And yeah, and they had a little text thread with him, apologizing for what went on, and she showed that she sent him the pictures of her face, and she does have proof of her face being she had like little cuts and abrasions on her face and stuff. But just the details of it and her breaking into the home through the garage, because they say somehow she got hold of one of his garage remotes, and that's how she got in the house, and they didn't know she had got in and was able to attack the people in the house, and he had to grab her up. So, this story's crazy, man, but I know Dalvin has learned a valuable lesson. I'm sure he's learned a valuable lesson. Leave military chicks alone.
Yeah, this is love and hip hop in Minneapolis.
That's basically what it is, man. Oh my goodness.
A reality show be coming out next year.
Yeah, for certain.
He found a new Jocelyn.
Stevie.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. They say Cook said Wednesday he is no longer in contact with the accuser whom he allegedly saw on and off from January to May 2021, months after the incident in question, according to the lawsuit. Say, just seeing my business out on social web was not ideal for me. I try to walk the straight line, but bumps and bruises come through life, and it's not how you handle it. I've been through a lot of tough things in my life, and I've got my head up high knowing the truth will come out. I hate being a distraction to the team, but I know those guys got my back 1,000%. Just going to take this day by day, and I know my team's here for me, and I'm there for them day by day. So what seemingly hold on, let's see what he say. He say, so wasn't the garage door locked, dummy? Probably wasn't, man. Come on, he's 26. Come on, he probably wasn't locked. You know, he probably ain't did his checks, whatever. He had 2 women in there already, like you said. So he wasn't trying to check for no locks, man. He's trying to get it in.
Hey, it's time for him to purchase his own security, man. He got to get some security.
Yeah.
Protect his house when he have parties.
Yeah, because that ring doorbell ain't enough.
No, sir. You need more than that.
Yeah, you need more than that ring doorbell, because I'm sure his security system is probably not extensive. I guarantee you he didn't take money and put it into his security like he probably put it into other things. But I bet he will do that now.
Yeah, I bet he will too. I bet he got his own personal bodyguard too.
Mm-hmm. Man, could you imagine that? You in your house chilling, and you got company over, and ex-girlfriend, she come in there and just start beating up your company. You're like, first of all, you're like, yo, how you got in here? And then you got to grab her up, and she
but you know what though, Brent? I mean, hey man, you can't tell me he should have known that might have been a a one that you have to have an eye behind your head on, man. You don't know when she might pop up.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that next time. Hey, at least he didn't do a video showing guns and saying he's going to kill her, aka Damon, the dummy Arnette. Yeah, we talked about Damon Arnette.
Yeah.
We talked about the dummy. Yeah, he on TikTok. Just stupid. TikTok is one of the worst things that happened to the U.S., I promise.
Yeah. Just be crazy on here.
Yeah. Let's just be crazy.
Yeah,
just be crazy. But yeah, so okay, that was those stories. Okay, last one before we get to the Jags. These NFL taunting penalties and how it's pretty much has gotten out of hand. And I seen Mr. Robert Littell for Black Sports Online. He said that even though the NFL has backed the refs publicly, one of the most egregious cases of it was Cassius Marsh for the Bears against the Steelers. He got the penalty, and was it Tony Corrindi hip checked him, and people were like, well, if a player does that, he gets thrown out of the game. So they back in Corrindi, they back in the penalties that's been called so far. They say, but behind closed doors, they told the refs, knock it off. And that makes sense. You don't want to hang your refs out to dry because those are the officials for your game. So I understand that. But yeah, hey, behind closed doors, look, y'all got to cut it out. You got to cut this because it's getting egregious at this point. Yeah. Let's say ridiculous calls. Yeah, it is. It's been ridiculous calls, man. And it's taken a lot out of the game.
Yep. You know what his name? Caritas.
Corrente?
Corrente will be doing the Jaguar game tomorrow.
Yes, he will. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting.
So he's going to give Josh Allen a hip check.
Hey, he going to give him a hip check while he doing this sack dance after he sacked Wentz for the second time.
Yeah. Oh, he'll knock over Taven.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of which, hold on, let's see what he say. He say taunting has been in football since its conception. Yeah, it has. It has, man. It has. And it's certain behaviors you want to get out the game, of course, certain things you don't want guys to do. And I understood it. Just like in basketball, that after you dunk on somebody or you block their shot or they fall and you stand over them, staring at them. Okay, you want that out the game. I'm fine with that. But a guy doing a little chirping, they bump a little bit or something like that. Come on, man, let that go.
Man, it's part of the game, man. It's a mental side of football, basketball too. And if you allow a guy to take all your concentration away because he's chirping at you, then hey, that's on you.
It's on you.
It's on you.
Yeah.
So it's been. I mean, I remember back in the Raiders. That's all they used to do is trash talk, man. Jack Tatum and those guys back in the day, man. That was part of the game. They backed it up. Yeah. They knock your head off.
Yeah. Oh, Ness, come on with that. Talking about Taven is a star now. Let's get into these Jags, man.
Oh, Lord. Wait a minute, man. Let's take those stars away, man. Man, I done seen too much slime. I done saw too much Taven celebrating and sack dancing.
Oh,
I want to see 3 games in a row before we can even validate celebrating.
Yes. He got to do it again. He has to do it again. He has to play that way.
Singers done had one hit wonders. They had one hit. They never had another one. Yeah. I want to see what they do tomorrow. That's what I want to see. We done been through this before. Okay, yeah, they beat the Dolphins. They came back on had an open week. A bye week. Good spirits for 2 weeks. Get all the way to Seattle. And got 12 men on the field twice. Can't tackle. Can't throw downfield. So hey, man, I ain't about to get on that bus.
Yeah.
But hey, you have to give them credit though. They played one hell of a game against Buffalo last week. Because I tell you what, as much as I done criticized Taven Bryan on your show, for him to do anything multiple, let alone two sacks in the same game, I thought I would never see that in his short career. That'll be over this season. But I tell you what though, man, he played well. They got to play like that again though. This team got a running game.
Yes, Jonathan Taylor. I got him in fantasy, dog, and I'm starting him. They got him projected to go for 19 points. I'm starting him because man, that kid is toting the rock. They're gonna have to bring it. This ain't Buffalo. Now, this is the thing. They have the superior running game, and I think that the Colts defense is very good. Yeah. They got some decent receivers. They're a good group collectively, decent receivers. They have great tight ends. I think they got a couple of good tight ends. Yeah. But this is the thing. With all that said, this is a winnable game because of one man, Carson Wentz. This is a winnable game because of Carson Wentz, because we don't know what you're going to get Sunday. Sunday, you may get Carson Wentz, who threw for 400 against the Ravens and looked unstoppable, or you may get Carson Wentz against the Tennessee, who was trying to throw the ball away and pretty much threw a pick six. Yeah. So you don't know which one you're going to get. But if they can pressure him early, it can be a long game for the Colts, man.
Yeah, but you know what, man? This is a game where this is the one problem I think that's been the issue with the Jaguars. Played a great game, Changed up things on defense, played a little bit more zone, blitzed a lot. So now you in this game, and the Indianapolis Colts are setting their offensive scheme around every strength that they saw that you did against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go into this game tomorrow and expect the things that worked against Buffalo is not going to work against this team.
Right.
Because if you blitz, then they're going to a delayed draw.
Mm-hmm.
You can't play too high safety and drop those safeties back and you stay in that zone when they got a run game like that and no tight end. So this is the test for Joe Cullen, the head coach, to see if they can make the adjustment to take this to another level.
Yeah.
Add some more to your packages. Take some out. Change up your looks. I thought they did a great job last week changing up things. Especially with those blitzes, man. Sending more. It looked like at one point they had 4 guys on the line. Next thing you look up, it was 7 guys on the line. I saw Miles Jack play on the outside. It just they look like in that game, they look like Baltimore.
Yeah.
But I want to see Baltimore this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they're 5-15 in Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah.
They've lost 7 of the last 8. Only time they won during that stretch was 2-17. Yeah. So this is the real test. If they can pass this test, I think they can get on a steady course. The confidence there. You build off that, and I think they can go beat San Francisco next week. Yeah. But you got to do it. I thought, to me, it was a little bit too much. Nothing wrong celebrating after a big victory like that on Sunday. Nothing wrong coming in on Monday with good spirits. But when it's extending through Thursday,
they feeling good.
Yeah, man. And then I don't think James Robinson, my opinion, I don't know if he's going. It don't look like he's going to play. So, that's a problem.
That is a problem.
Because I'll tell you what, that Colts defense with all of they got like 10 takeaways, 10 they got 20 takeaways, 10 interceptions, 10 fumbles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they got great players, especially at linebacker.
Oh, Leonard. Yeah. Darius Leonard is the monster. Say number 5 forward helped give them versatility. He was everywhere. Yes.
Yeah, he does. Rudy.
They pretty much Rudy Ford played the star position, basically. Yep. The rover, the Viking, whatever you want to call it. He moved around and he was the playmaker. And that man made plays, man. So I look for him to continue in that role. This week, last week you played more zone than you probably played all year.
Yeah,
I would say you need a nice mix of man and zone this week. You're gonna play more zone than you played against Buffalo.
Yeah. But they gotta load the box up a little. They're gonna have to either put Rudy Ford or somebody in that box to stop Taylor. Because they're gonna if they don't, then he don't need to throw downfield if he can get 30, 10, 15-yard runs.
Yeah.
Do you realize the last game the Jaguars closed the season? I think he had 265 yards rushing.
Something crazy. He had a high number, man. He was killing us.
I think he rushed for like 30 carries. That was the final game of the season. Doug Marrone's final game.
Mm-hmm.
Career high. I think it was 252. It was 252 yard rushing and 30 carries and 2 touchdowns. Yeah,
and they still lost that game, which is crazy.
Who?
Good, because that was the one that was here, right?
No. They won that one. That was the last game of the season in Indy.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about what's the that was 2020. I'm thinking about 2019 when the Colts came here. Yeah, we beat them here. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking about.
I think the last 2 years before last season, they beat them in Jacksonville at the end of the season in 2018 and 2019.
Yeah. Shoot, and it's crazy because we can't win there. Like you say, 5-15, 7 of the last 8, and they can't win here. They ain't won a game here since like 2014.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, C.J. Henderson had a great game against the Colts in that opening victory.
I remember that. I remember that, man. I remember that.
With old T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah. But defensively, man, that was one of the best masterpieces I have seen. That was the best masterpiece by Jacksonville's defense that I had seen since 2018.
Yeah. Talking about Sunday's game?
Yeah, Sunday's game was the best defensive game since 2018. So you come in, you have the highest scoring offense come in, and you hold them to 6 points, similar to the Colts when they came to Jacksonville in 2018, and we beat them 6-0. They had scored 35 points in like 9 straight games. Came here and laid an egg. I remember that. I'll never forget that game.
Yeah.
That if you can just building off that performance, of course. Josh Allen has answered. He was early in the season, man. People were talking about him being a bust. I didn't understand that talk because I'm like, dude, even with Josh not having stellar numbers, remember, it's just him. He doesn't have Calais. He doesn't have Yannick. So the focus is him. It's going to take him some time to adjust, just like Yannick Ngakoue. Yannick Ngakoue burst onto the scene as a rookie, and then when the attention started to get on him and teams started to scheme him, his numbers went down. But he adjusted, and he adjusted to it, and his numbers went back to where they are. Like, look at him with the Raiders now. He's a good player, just like Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a great player, So I would say I would look for him to have another big game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking for Taven to have a game, man. Especially that if they have to prioritize getting pressure up the middle.
Oh yeah,
getting pressure up the middle changed the game Sunday.
Yeah.
That Rudy Ford was great. Josh Allen was great. Miles Jack, those linebackers. Damian Wilson was all over the field too. The DBs, Shaquille Griffin has been playing excellent football. He's living up to his contract, as I knew he would. But what changed that game was the pressure up the middle by Taven with Robertson. I mean, they got pressure up the middle, and that's what changed the game.
Yeah, and also Dwayne Smoot.
Dwayne Smoot.
Yeah. And Gosses. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I think they simplified some things for Taven. And they just say, go push, give us a push. We don't want nothing else. Just give us an interior push.
That's it.
Get into the quarterback. Whatever you got to do, bull rush, whatever it takes. Out, win your one-on-one battle, and get inside pressure on the Buffalo. And he did it. And they simplified things for him. But now they gotta, maybe move some things around, change some different, little minor things, maybe changes, put them on the left side, change them to the right, crisscross, come in with pressure, because I tell you what, man, the Colts got a very physical offensive line.
Yes, they do.
And that's going to be one of the best matchups of this game. Defensive front for Jaguars going up against that Colts offensive line. And they love run blocking.
Yeah. Is Quentin Nelson not playing, right?
No, he's back.
He's back? Okay. I would rather not see him.
Yeah. I remember a couple of years ago, boy, he really.
Oh, Barry Church?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, man.
He put Malik on his backside a couple of times too, man.
Yeah.
And he was a rookie then.
Yeah, he was, man. That hit on Barry Church was just I'll never forget that.
They said they created the scream or whatever.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I know. Yeah. The scream that they created that. So
but that hit.
He flattened Barry Church. Man. Shoot, Barry Church wasn't the same after that. I don't think Barry Church was the same after that.
I know Malik Jackson wasn't the same after that. Yeah, he got benched. He got benched, and that was a bad loss in 218 when they lost. When they lost up there in 218, they got physically dominated in the trenches, and they definitely can't come out and get physically dominated in this game. So
yeah,
it's a good this is a good game, man. I mean, this is a good game. It's almost like this is an opportunity for the Jaguars to kind of cross that bridge.
yeah.
They've been knocking on it. They've been
Yep.
getting close, and this is a point where there's no excuses, man. When you coming off that great defensive effort they had a week ago, and the Colts are explosive, but they're not as explosive as that Bills team were, And I'm not a great fan of Carson Wentz. I mean, I think he's serviceable. I think he gambles a little bit too much, but they can't get beat on big plays. They didn't get beat on big plays last week, and they got to keep it up. I mean, you got to commend Tyson Campbell. He kept his guy in front of him the whole game. He didn't get beat. He didn't get beat deep.
Yeah.
And that's what they have to do. And then you get that help from the safety, get the right safety help so you don't have coverage busts and those kind of things. But I'm looking at that game. I'm saying, boy, why they didn't? I mean, I guess everybody in Jacksonville was saying, why have they not played like this before?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in Jacksonville saying that. Why would they play as horrible as they did against Seattle with 2 weeks to prepare, come back the next week, a normal week, and play the best game of the season?
Yeah. So
I admit, because I was to the point I say, man, I think Joe Cullen is over his head.
I was there too. He said, your defensive line is winning when the offensive holding and false starts calls are coming out. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He said, Smoot is a beast and underrated. Yeah, Smoot is good. And he said, if Josh is getting dull, then somebody else has to get off. Yeah, because the Colts, their game plan is to stop Josh Allen.
Oh, there's no question.
It has to be. I mean, if that's not your game plan, you need to quit coaching.
Well, they probably use double tight end set and get one of the tight ends to chip him, because they can't. The Colts can't have Josh have a dominant game like that. If Josh have another game like that, I don't think the Colts can win.
No.
And we forgot to mention this. I mean, here's a team, 7 games, 2 takeaways, 3 takeaways in this game. I mean, if you get the takeaways, you can win.
Yeah.
They got to do it again. Got to get the takeaways. You got to force those turnovers.
Yeah. And Carson is going to give you a present or two. They got to capitalize on it, man. He is. Yeah. He's going to give you a present or two. So you have to capitalize on it. But I think that the offense has to be better Sunday. You're not going to hold the Colts to 6 points. I don't see that.
No,
I don't see that happening. So Trevor, they say he's still beating himself up over those missed throws. He got to let it go. Yeah, especially that last one to Marvin Jones. You got to hit that, but let it go. When the situation comes up again, just hit it. It is what it is. But he has to be better. James Robinson, you say he looked like he's not going to play. That's going to be a problem. But what about Cam Robinson and Brandon Linder?
Linder back on the practice field, but I don't think. I mean, he basically just worked on the side. I don't foresee him playing, but I've been wrong before. But Cam will play. He's practiced, even though limited. He's going to play, and I think that's the only other one. Claybrooks obviously won't play with the concussion, but Miles Jack will play, and even though he didn't practice all week, I think those are the only ones. But yeah, I think the big one is obviously James Robinson. We were out there at practice Friday for the little open portion of practice, and they were the running backs was doing just running 5 yards, catching passes, and just a receiving drill. And he didn't participate. He was standing off to the side. So just on that alone, man, if he can't go out there and participate in that position drills,
Yeah.
I don't foresee him playing. And he said a week ago, because we watched him on the field doing pregame warm-ups against the Buffalo, and it looked to me like he was cutting, he was high step running and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, I said, man, looked like you were ready. He just said, man, I gotta be at 100% before I go back out there. So I think that I think also he's a kid that realized he's got value now too. If this was a year ago, he'd probably be out there.
Yeah.
But he's established himself. I think he's one of their best players, man.
Yeah.
I think he's been consistent. I think he's getting through the holes a little bit better even than what he was as last season. And I just think his consistency makes him like, I haven't seen any game where it wasn't his fault. Only fault I saw was they didn't give him the ball enough.
Yeah.
But I gotta say this, man. Carlos Hyde ran hard. He had 67 yards rushing.
And I was gonna say that. I was gonna mention that. I'll say James Robinson isn't, even if he doesn't play, I look for Carlos to have another decent game, man. Because he ran the ball. He had the fumble, of course, but he ran hard, man. Every time he touched the ball, he was falling forward. It took a couple guys to bring him down. If he could continue that, I think they'll be fine. You won't necessarily need a guy to be dominant in the run game per se.
Yeah.
But I need 4 yards here, 6 yards here, 7 yards here, 3 yards here. I need that.
Well, especially if it's 3rd and 4, they need 5 or 6 yard carry, and not 1 yard, 2 yard.
Yeah.
And another thing about the third down that's been a problem, it don't make any sense to throw a pass to LaVisca, and this is Trevor, and you need 6 yards for a first down, and you throwing 4 yards to LaVisca, and it's you still walking off the field. So I think that's the thing, you got to be recognizable of where those sticks are, because it don't make any other than padding a little stats, I think. But it was twice in that game. They had like a 3rd and 5 or something like that, and I think it was a 4-yard catch or something like that.
Yeah,
it wasn't just LaVisca. I think it was one to Arnold too, the tight end, that they were 1 yard from getting the first down. I mean, you can't. I mean, what is that? Shit, he can run it if it's gonna be that.
Yeah,
he can have a better chance.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Say Wentz is a gambler. And he will give gifts. We actually ran the ball decent against Buffalo. Yeah. He said, right, Uncle John. Yeah. So, why I didn't never understood that. Why are you running routes shorter than the first down sticks? Yeah. I don't understand that. Unless it's like a jailbreak and you just got to get open because the quarterback is running out of the pocket. Okay. But routes on third down, routes should always be at the sticks.
Yeah, I think mental breakdown. I don't think that play design. I think they're cutting off the route. They're trying to do something to make the catch, and they breaking off the route. And that's the thing. I think the thing is, a lot of people say, well, man, Trevor's not going down. He's not going over the top anymore. Well, he's got to get a target to go downfield, and there hadn't been that many targets. You got Jamal Agnew went downfield, and this was C.J. Beathard, but he dropped that touchdown catch.
Yeah.
I mean, touchdown pass. So they limited. I will say this: I'm not going to be negative on the Jaguars tonight, but to me, and it's just John Reid's opinion, I think that they cut out too much talent from what they already had at wide receiver. Yeah. You almost had to force and put Jamal Agnew as like your third option because you ain't have nothing else, particularly after DJ Chark got injured. But man, I still see Cullen Johnson could have helped this team.
Yeah. Keelan Cole, they say, was at the Buffalo game.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, there was a picture of him. He was at the game. So I'm like, people like, bring him back. What y'all doing? Keelan Cole should be on this team. Well, you see, Jakari, remember I told you Jakari sent me your he say, I saw Taven get fly with you, John.
Yeah, he got fly. I had to ask my question, man. But I tell you what, if he go in these next games and be instinctive and don't make a play, I'm gonna remember what that remark was last Sunday. Okay.
Okay. Yo, yeah.
I
Bring
can't
it
say
back
nothing
up.
when he done played well. 2 sacks, because I say that on record. I thought he never had that in him.
Yeah.
He deserved to get that sack dance for that one, whatever it was. I mean, it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he got a little flip, but it's all good. It's all good. But he's still a bust in my eyes.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, the guy been here since 2018. He finally got 2 sacks in a game. Yeah. Come on, man.
And thumping his chest too. Hey, it is what it is. Say that was a great throw by Befford. Yeah, man. Agnew dropped a dime, man. Oh my goodness.
Hey, but just remember he was a cornerback.
Yeah, you got to remember that. You got to remember that, man.
And he played for Detroit. So let's go. Hey, knock on wood, Jaguars ain't bad as Detroit, man.
Yeah. Detroit is awful right now.
You got that right. They might win on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man.
They have to play the Packers. I don't know, but I take that back. They may not win.
Yeah. Now the thing that still concerns me. I can't forget, but talking about you guy Walker Little stepped up. They say he found out 10 minutes before he had to play that he was starting. I mean, you talking about no time? I mean, I'm talking about that was the longest 10 minutes of his life, I'm sure.
Well, I also know that he wasn't the choice by Urban Meyer.
I heard about that. They say Warhawk had to step in and was like convince him. Yeah,
he wanted Will Richardson Jr.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know that the one thing. As long as I've been covering the NFL, man, I've never heard a head coach say that. Like, hey, I was not in favor of this guy playing.
Mm-hmm.
And he explained the reasons, like, it's this is the number 1 ranked defense in the league, and he's having some issues, and like, Jesus Christ, I ain't never heard of a coach say this. And he had to be convinced by the offensive line coach to play the player. Man,
I've never heard that either.
That's revealing. I mean, that's revealing, man. I've never. I like it. That's like taking the conversation out of the coach's room into the media room. But I've never heard of that. I've never heard a coach say that much detail.
Yeah.
So, bravo to Urban.
Yeah. Listen to your coach. He said they need to put Visca in a Cordero Patterson role till ETN back. Let LaVisca carry the ball out of the backfield a few times or something. Because, dude, when I tell you the drops got to stop, man. Oh, my goodness. Just catch the ball. And I mean, it is not just one player, though. Everybody dropping the ball.
Well, let me ask you something, Brandon. This is what some of the fans want. Do you think they ought to just give him a couple of snaps and play him in the backfield and just see what he does as a running back for a couple of snaps?
Who, Visca?
Yeah.
Oh, we've seen it. I want to see it some more.
Remember, I don't want to see jet streets. I want to see him.
No, I want to see him run between the tackles. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see him run straight ahead. On tackle, but straight ahead. I don't want to see him run around, and I want to see what he does going between the guard and the tackle. Yeah. He's big enough.
He's big enough. Yeah, I would like to see it too. He was our second leading rusher, for the first 3 to 4 weeks last year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would like to see that because they can't get him the ball through the air for whatever reason, and then he dropping the ball. So yeah, give him the ball, flip him out of the backfield, please.
But sometimes he hurts himself, man. He does. I mean, he's easy to cover a little bit. His route running and he ain't turning it downfield. He's like slanting and the guy right there. You can't get in the open field. They need more to design plays where I would like to see him just run straight screen passes and you send Cam Robinson and and Andrew Norwell, and run the whole left side and put those two guys in front of him. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
I like to see them pull the guards and pull the tackles and get downfield and block,
Yeah.
on the run plays.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I Visca has been he's been one of the more disappointing players so far, man. Yes, more screens for Visca. Yeah, get some screens, man.
So get them.
They can't get in the ball downfield.
Yeah, get them in open field, get him some blockers, and let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
Because hey, what was his longest pass? I mean, I think his longest pass last week was 17 yards. No, that was against Seattle. So they gotta get some explosive plays, man.
Yeah. He say Jakari say, I think Urban will do everything in his power to get Olave next year. Yeah. Olave is good, man. Olave, that's a great player. I like Olave. But yeah, they're going to be in the market for speed at wide receiver, an explosive wide receiver.
That's what they lack. And he talk about that all the time, man.
Yeah.
Every other week he say, yeah, we just don't have that. We need elite speed,
Yeah.
And I'm sure. I just, I hope they hit on their targets after this season, where they can go out and get the pieces that's needed, whether they're in the draft, free agency, whatever. But you got to win with speed at wide receiver in this league, man.
Yeah.
I like Marvin Jones, but Marvin Jones is not an elite speed guy,
No.
And I don't know if they're going to re-sign DJ Chark. They might, because he's not going to get a mega contract.
Yeah. Well, they say Johnson can't run routes. That's why he can't get on the field.
Yeah, he can't run routes. And I think they done lost patience with him.
Yeah. And John Brown is going to earn an extension. Watch. That's who I'm ready to see, man. What John Brown got left in the tank. Have you watched him? Have you been able to watch him this week?
Nah, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, because when I saw them sign John Brown, I said, man, I didn't even know he was. I thought he was on the team. But we're gonna see, because if he can play, they're gonna get him out there and see.
Oh yeah, he might get activated tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, they activated Treadwell for that game last week, and basically he was just a blocker. So
yeah. It's so funny, man. I hear fans talking about Laviska, and they say they call him Laviska Sanu, like Muhammad Sanu, because he can't get separation.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. They gotta improve that position, man.
Yeah.
Man, we Jaguar fans for a long time has really basically watched a whole lot of possession receivers. Be nice to see an elite one, elite speed one that can get downfield. Because I think you got to have that for Trevor Lawrence, man. You got to have a guy, no matter what, he's going to be open because of his speed, He's going to get separation. All you got to do is put the ball up, and he's going to run under it, or he's going to do what he need to do to, utilize that speed. And that's what they lack. They lack that.
So. Shoot, look what Jamar Chase has done for Joe Burrow.
Oh,
Enough said.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say Nets say just send Johnson on go routes then. Just hey boy, run deep.
Yeah, that's what they ought to do. Just stretch the defense. And it don't take long to just run the damn fade route and just hey, go run the sideline. That's all we want. If it comes to you, look for it.
Yeah. They said Carson, hopefully Wilkins balls so we can send Hyde packing. Oh, you ready to get rid of Carlos Hyde already, Jakari? Come on. Man. He had his best Jaguar game last week, man. Come on. Even though he fumbled, he had his best game.
He fumbled. Man, Carlos Hyde is in like the best spirits. I can remember when he was here back in 2018, man. And they brought him in a trade, gave up a 5th round pick. And wouldn't play. They wouldn't play him. You know, the guy was frustrated, like, why did they bring me here? But now he's happy. You know, he's playing for his college coach. You know, he said, all I just want to do, you know, is just, you know, the more carries I get, the harder I run.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He made sure to point that out there. You know, you'll get more carries, and you know that's how it's like a car. You know, you go from 5 to 10 to 15 and go up. So
yeah,
I said, yeah, man, you had 67 yards rushing. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah, and it's he's one of those guys. He's one of those type of backs that get stronger as the game goes along. You know, yeah. As defenses start to wear down, he just seems like he gets stronger and stronger and stronger. One of the best backs that I've ever seen that was like that was Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Wow. What did Burmy call him? Grandmama, like Johnson in the basketball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Jones Drew's one of those, man. Jones Drew gets lathered up, man. Late in the game, man. He's on 10, man. Let's see. Oh yeah, he torched us with the Texans. Why we can't get that Carlos? Hey, but you just heard why we can't, because you don't give him the ball.
yeah. He needs the ball.
You need the ball. So at this point, anything should be on the table offensively. What do we have to lose? Oh yeah, I would not be surprised, Mr. Reid, if next year they turn over more than half of the offensive starters.
No, I agree with you. They got to make some improvement in that area, man. They got to get more explosive plays, you know, without question. And they're going to turn over some of that offensive line, you know.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Norwell won't be here. I don't know, Cam. I mean, because, you know, offensive line coach love him. Mm-hmm. He, you know, but it's not in, you know, I mean, a situation like that with a free agent, you know, if the ball is not in the Jaguars' court. So he might, who knows? He might pick the Saints. He might want to go back to Louisiana or somewhere. Who knows? But I think Walker Little. I mean, how you think? I mean, you think he could come in next year and be a solid starter at left tackle?
I don't know, man. I like what I saw from him against Buffalo. That's one of the top defenses. Mm-hmm. And he played very well. You know, he gave up one sack, but for the most part, man, he was very, very solid. Now, I will say, I think it was him that stepped on Trevor's ankle.
Yeah, it was. He got pushed back.
Yeah, you got pushed back. So you just got to, you know, do some more working. But for the most part, outside of those two things, man, the guy was solid. And I think he'll get better as time goes on. But him being a full-time starter in 2022 going forward, I got to see more. I got to see more.
Some people say that Jawan Taylor should be playing at a guard, not a tackle.
Man, he's been struggling, man. He played well Sunday, but for the most part, he's been struggling. He said, "You think Barch bumping out AJ Can?"
Yep.
You think Barch beating out AJ Can?
Yep. It's already given.
Oh, so that's written in stone, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they say he's improving each week. I haven't really looked, you know, that close, but they like him, particularly Maya. So, and then if you listen to the radio guys, they say that too. So it's going to be hard for AJ to come back and reclaim that starting job. Might be a trade. You know, it's hard for a guy. It's always tough when a guy loses job by injury.
Yes.
But, you know, this kid been waiting, you know, may have been one of the better moves by Dave Caldwell to draft a kid that nobody knew, and he panned out. So, but I mean, he's actually played pretty well, man.
Yeah,
he's moving guys. He's more physical. He's not getting beat. I mean, he's I've seen him a couple of times in that Buffalo guy where he just clearly moved the guy on the right side, just cleared him out the way. He didn't knock him down, but he just clearly moved him out the way.
Yeah.
So, you know, but you know, I still feel that AJ Kane got a career. I mean, he might go somewhere else. Maybe they might make a trade deal for him. But you know, it's it's the not for long league.
Yeah, it is, man. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
They judge everything, availability. Oh, he's injured this time. Oh yeah. I say the same thing about Brandon Leonard. Brandon Leonard hadn't played a season over the last 5 years where he hadn't, he got a clause in his contract. He can actually earn an extra million if he plays all 17 games, 16 games before.
Wow.
Hadn't done it, and hadn't done it this year either. So.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, Shatley's solid.
Yeah, he is.
Shatley's always been solid. Like you say, Norwell won't be here. Cam Robinson, we gonna see because they do like him.
I tell you, Warhawk love him. So,
yeah.
They like the fact that this kid played injured. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the price, it's that decision might be based more on Cam. Do he want to come back than the Jaguars having an interest on bringing him back? He might want to just say, hey, I had my run in Jacksonville and I want to go to a veteran team or somewhere. I want to go to Dallas or somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah. So, I mean, but you think about it, next year, they could easily have, let's see, Cam at left, Walker Little at right tackle, Ben Barch at right guard. Let's say you still got Linder at center, and you done got you another guard to replace Norwell.
Right. So what? So you still saying they keep Taylor at the right tackle?
Well, no. Walker Little. See if Walker Little can play right tackle.
Right tackle. Okay. Yeah. But they got to do something. He's got to get on the field, man.
You got to get Walker Little on the field.
Yeah.
You have to, because if you're going to want him to be the guy going forward, I got to see more of him this year. And he has to learn. The only way he's going to learn is by getting on the field. Oh, speaking of which, before we end this Jaguar segment, what's up with the what's it, Jordan Davis?
What happened?
No. Is it what is his name? The defensive end they traded up to get.
Oh, Jordan Smith.
Jordan Smith. That's it. What's going on with that, man?
Man, I don't know, man. I mean, the kid. I mean, I'm trying to figure out why would you move 9 spots. He's not physical, but you knew that. He went to you. I mean, he was a good player at Florida till he got in that trouble. Yeah. But he hadn't physically, panned out yet. So I don't know. I'm puzzled about that, and I'm also puzzled about Cisco because Cisco not getting any snaps, man. But you got to. I said this last week, man. You gotta play these kids. I mean, you gotta play your draft picks, or what's the point of drafting them? This kid, he don't even play special teams. He's been like a healthy scratch the whole season. So I'm trying to figure out how does that benefit him? How is it? What is he gaining by having a red shirt year? Basically, that's what it is. He's got to feel out. And I'm a big believer, man, that as fast paced as the games are, there's no way in the world you can develop by just practicing and not playing in the games.
No.
The speed of the game cannot be simulated on the practice field, and they don't hit. They don't hit anymore. So they got to get that guy on the field, man. You don't jump 9 spots up to pick it, and then the say, "I'm gonna be one of the best edge rushers in the game." Yeah.
Right.
So right. I think he got some thump, but just like, hey, you got to get a guy opportunity. You gotta let him learn by mistakes.
Yeah. So yes, what is the deal with Cisco wasting away on the sideline?
Yeah, wasting away, man. That's one of my puzzles. Because he can't make the checks and the reads. The future is sitting on the sideline because he can't make a few checks. I don't get that one because he could help them so much more than Wingard could, just on athletic ability alone. Because you don't have to worry about him getting isolated on a receiver or a tight end, and he can handle it because he got the speed to stay with him, and he's a playmaker.
Yes,
but he's just like Jordan Smith. He's young. He's gonna make mistakes. You don't. Hey, I may not want to have him in the game if it's 24-17 and they threatening them. May not. I may not want to have them in there in that situation, but I don't see nothing wrong playing him in the first quarter, getting a few more snaps and getting his feet wet and just learning as he go along. The game ain't in jeopardy or anything. But I don't know, man. The Jaguars got a different philosophy than some of the teams in the league, man. You got to develop your young players. You have to have. It ain't always short term. I told you 2 weeks ago when they were 1-6, 3 weeks ago when they were 1-6. I say, look, it's time to start playing the young guys. I mean, what are you playing for? You're not making the playoffs.
Yep.
It's time to see what you got. So you don't start a whole all season when this season ends and you just going by, okay, well, he's rated as this. We projected him this. We doing that. And you got no tape of the guy. You don't know what he can do. And all you're doing is basing everything on projections. And then you let he goes in OTAs. Oh, it looked good, but we don't know how he's going to do in the games. What's the point of that? They've been doing that for the last couple of seasons with the young guys. So put the guy in the line of fire. Let's see what he got. See what he needs to build on. It ain't nothing about shattering his confidence. It's all about seeing where he needs to improve at, get better at, and moving forward. Whether they win tomorrow, lose to San Francisco or what, it is still all about, short-term progress. But the bigger issue is what are we going to do long-term? Man, I mean, that should be their thinking. We don't want to be here. They 2-6. We don't want to be in this position at this same point next year.
Right.
What do we need to do long-term with the players that we got right now, the ones that you counting on? There are some players on this team that's going to be counted on for the next 2, 3, 4 years.
Yes.
How much more do they need to get to become frontline players, and that don't matter what, they're always going to stand out. They're always going to have a Josh Allen game like he had last week against Buffalo. And it's a big test for Josh Allen. Josh Allen got to have. I mean, I don't expect Josh Allen to have an interception, a fumble recovery, eight tackles, but he got to stand out. He's got to be that stud. He got to be the Von Miller. Von Miller, when he was in his prime, he didn't have bad games at no point. But he's got to stand out. I don't think he got to have an interception and fumble recovery stand out. But he's got to be impactful on that field. And regardless if they chip him, if they bring in, if he blocked by 2 or what, he's got to have a dominant performance for them to win. And you got to have it tomorrow. If he don't, they're not gonna win.
Yeah.
And that's the difference in good teams, bad teams. Because this team they still learning what consistency is. They don't know what that is yet.
Yeah.
You have to know what that is. You got to know when to pull that switch and say it's time to go. They don't care what they're doing. What they're trying to do, taking us away. We can't allow these guys to take away our strength. We got to go and get them. And that's the philosophy they had against Buffalo. Whatever Buffalo tried, they couldn't do anything against that defense. No matter.
Yeah.
He can drop what he threw, 52, 51 passes.
Yeah.
Made no difference. They still didn't score a touchdown. That's what they got to do to win. That's how you learn how to win, by being consistent. Yeah. Not playing good against the Buffalo and then disappear this week. And then we come back. Well, they had a great offensive line. They took us out what we wanted to do. I'm tired of hearing that.
Yeah.
Excuses. I'm tired of that. I say, hey, you Josh Allen, man. You don't let nobody take away your goals. They take away your pride. You go find a way to get around them, even on a double team.
Yeah.
You don't think Lawrence Taylor got double team, triple team? He still made plays.
Aaron Donald's been the most dominant defensive player for the last 7 years, and he gets quadruple teamed, and he's still sacking guys, man.
Yep.
You got to make plays.
He's sacking guys with a lineman on him, and he still push. He done push the guy back to the quarterback, and he get the quarterback.
Yeah.
Those are all pros. The ones that don't, the ones that do it 1 week, they're okay. The next week, we don't know where yet. Them are decent players. You know, Josh got to take it to the next level, man. He got to be good every game.
Yeah. And it's a game of adjustments for Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Cullen, Meyer, Bevel, Schottenheimer, you have to adjust. You know, whatever the Colts are doing. Whether so you come out, let's say they come out guns ablaze and they have some success early. Colts are going to make adjustments, so you're going to have to make adjustments as well. You know, I don't want to see what I saw against Cincinnati no more this season, where you looked absolutely dominant in the first half. They made some adjustments, and then Joe Burrow sitting in the pocket in the lawn chair sipping tea throwing the football. I don't want to see that, man.
Yeah. I agree with you. Hell, I go back to Seattle, man. You can't lose your momentum. You gotta add on to your momentum, and you gotta, they just gotta disguise their coverages more. You know, give some different looks. You don't have to blitz them, but put them on the line so these guys checking off. They don't know who the hell to block. That's how you win. You know, they counting off who to get, and they don't know who the hell to get. You know. And then when they don't least suspect it, then you send the whole house, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it might
be. Did you watch any of that Dolphins Ravens?
A little bit. I watched the highlights.
I watched majority of it, man. And Brian Flores called an excellent game. That's an excellent defensive game, man. They said that Miami Dolphins blitzed their DBs more than any other team has since 2015. Like every time Lamar dropped back to throw the football, there was a DB in his face. Yeah. Every single time. I mean, like it wasn't until late where he started to kind of move the ball and get some traction going, but they were able to disguise their coverages. Dude, you watched them. You had the lineman here, and then everybody else was about 5 to 7 yards off the ball. And they were in a line like a wall. Yeah. And they played that for the majority of the game. Yeah. And because the Ravens offensive line is trash. I mean, they can't. Ronnie Stanley's out. Villeneuve was done. Like, and they had some other injuries. Like they can't block anybody. Yeah. And Lamar still made some plays. It's crazy. But the way he disguised coverages, and they knew exactly where to attack, and he made his adjustments, man. I want to see that from Joe Cullen. I want to see that from Urban Meyer, Darrell Bevel, Brian Schottenheimer. I want to see those things from you guys too.
Oh, wait a minute now. I'm reading your hat here. Does that say Crimson Tide?
Oh, man, you already know, man. You see that?
So that's why we got these colors on here. And this ain't Mississippi State, even though that color looked like it.
No, that ain't no Mississippi State right there, man.
So y'all played New Mexico State today, right?
Mm-hmm. The Aggies.
Yeah.
The Aggies, yeah.
I assume that was homecoming.
Yeah, that was homecoming, man. Yeah, they were winning 3-0 for a minute, and then beat them 59-3. It is what
gotta watch out for Monroe and the old Houston coach, boy, when the big game starts.
Oh man, you see, that's who I'm expecting to step up to the challenge from the coaching staff. Seattle was a great debacle. Oh yeah. Yes, and the Ravens didn't seem to make any adjustments. Miami defense never let up or changed. Right.
And that should be the formula tomorrow for the Jaguars. Don't let up, blitz. Well, I don't know if you can blitz as much as you did against Buffalo, but still disguise your package enough. And when you got Jonathan Taylor, you can't miss tackle him. You got to tackle him.
You can't.
Linebackers Damon Wilson, Miles Jack, even though he probably be playing hurt, they gotta get once he crossed that first line. They gotta get him. They can't get no breakaway runs 40, 50 yards. So this will be over.
It'll be over very, very quickly, man.
It's a good game. This is a good test for the Jaguars, man. These guys coming in. The Colts have won 4 of the last 5.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on Carson Wentz, but Michael Pittman is a good receiver, man, and you isolate him with Griffin, I would assume. And I don't know what TJ Hilton's status is. So,
yeah,
but I like the matchups, man. I'm looking forward to seeing a Colts offensive line against their Jaguars defensive front. And I have my rabbit's foot out to make sure that Tyson Campbell don't, look up for the ball.
Oh my goodness. I've had players like that, guys who they got great speed, they got decent size, and they can cover, but they don't turn for the ball. So what we started to do during the games, soon as the ball go in there, ball,
Yeah.
scream at him, ball, get your head around. The ball is coming, son.
Yeah. That's one of the old drills, man. The old ball drill. When the ball come up, you got to reach the highest point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He might need to have the broomstick drill, man. Put the little Nerf football on the thing, and the guy's supposed to be reaching at the highest point of the ball.
Yeah.
Have the DB coach right there, and it's like, hey, man, you got to grab it right there, both hands.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Brandon, that should have been nipped in the bud a month ago.
Yeah.
There's no way in the world he should be anywhere and not locating where the ball is.
Yeah. It reminds me of you remember Ahmad Carroll?
Yeah, I remember Ahmad.
Yeah. Ahmad, incredibly talented, fast, could cover, but Ahmad's issue was he holding. He couldn't stop holding. Yeah. So he held so much to the point where they had him practicing with boxing gloves on, man. So he couldn't hold.
Well, you got to give them credit for trying. At least they were trying to fix it.
They were trying to fix it.
Trying to fix it.
So don't let Tyson Campbell be Ahmad Carroll, man.
Yeah, I just hope they're trying to fix that problem. And just not bad. Man, you got great athletic ability. You're right there on the guy. And then it's the same old.
Same old.
Ball up in there. And I don't know. Sometimes you got to watch the hips or something, man. Just get your arm in there.
Yeah.
And take the ball away. I've seen that happen many times.
Yep. So, well, what's your prediction for Sunday? Let's get a nice little prediction going for Sunday.
Well, my prediction, I don't think Jags gonna do it tomorrow. I think it's 24-17. I mean, for some reason, it's just hard for them to play in that stadium. It's loud, but it's not Seattle loud,
No.
And like I said earlier on the show, man, I just thought that I like to see celebration when you don't won 2, 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm. And that's taking the Jags 17-10.
You want to get that hot chocolate after the game, man. Put a little spike juice in it. So you won't get frustrated on Monday.
Yeah. Hey, get you some what's that? The chocolate liqueur. Get you some of that Kahlua. Yeah. Go and put it in there.
Tell the home front to buy to put some of the hottest wings in the pot.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy the wings if they go back to the old ways of doing things. But hey man, I think this game can go either way. I'm just basing. Now, if I was home and not in Indy, man. Well, I'm tell you a story, man. When I worked in a place to come here, man, I like, damn, I sure miss home, man. It's like, man, these guys can go get that Publix chicken and eat during the game. I say, damn, they ain't have it because you don't have Publix in Louisiana.
Yeah.
I say that's a luxury. Now it's damn near $15 a box.
Yeah. Yes, man. That box used to be $8.
$8.49.
$8.
Man, I used to come here, man, back in like 2008. I used to go and grab up like 3 boxes of it. And it's almost now the price of 1 box.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we need to put that on there, man. Stop raising the price of the Publix hot and spicy chicken, man. Come on.
Yeah.
And I looked at it the other day, and then the one on Normandy, I'll just say this. The one on Normandy, How in the world do you not have hot and spicy at 6:00 in the afternoon, man? They got plain wings. I say, who the hell eat that? Who the hell eat plain wings? What, I gotta go make my own sauce?
Right.
And then she had the nerve to say it takes 35 minutes. I say, man, 35 minutes? I say, shit, I can make my own for 35 minutes and sell it for $14 a box.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah. So I would say I want to take the Jags, but knowing my Jag, he said to my old Lord Uncle John and his Publix chicken. We believe Publix chicken.
Me,
is
I
good.
gotta say it straight. Boy, I was mad as hell. Plain chicken. I said, come on, man. I ain't drove up here and stay in a line and wait on you to Friday and put plain boxes of chicken.
Yeah.
I say, no, I'm not going to that one no more.
Yeah. Man.
I have to speak the truth, man. Yeah, I'm a Jacksonvillian, so I gotta speak the truth, man.
Yeah. He told me, wait, I eat Publix wings plain. Oh, yeah, hey, so they made him finesse. They made him finesse. So Ness is one of the few people that eat plain.
I'm sorry, but I'm not eating no plain wing. I can make my own then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, $14. They should come with all kind of spices and flavors.
Yeah. Shoot, I should be getting Louisiana rub, lemon pepper, garlic parmesan,
a couple of ribs, a couple of those what is those Hawaiian bread and some other things for $15 a box. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Shoot, when Dixie says they done stepped up theirs because now they got a little a wing bar where they got the different flavor wings and they got short ribs. They got the mac and cheese. I think I said greens. I mean, like they got it laid out, man. Well, and that was the one in Gateway.
Oh, the one in Gateway?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they ain't got that one by my neighborhood. They ain't got nothing. You got it. They got the packs of raw chicken.
Yeah, they done stepped it up. The one over here by me not too bad either. But yeah, so I'm gonna take Indy. I'm gonna take Indy Sunday. I think Indy's gonna beat them.
Hey, wait a minute. You gonna take you got your Jaguars shirt on?
No, not today. Not today. This is Mandalorian today. No Jaguar shirt today. I'll still represent though. I don't go nowhere without it.
You got that Jaguar bottle, okay?
Yeah, I don't go nowhere without it.
This is a request though. You know, don't wear that. If we ever do this on a Saturday, don't wear your Crimson Tide hat when they play in New Mexico State, man. Wear it when they play Georgia in the SEC championship. Now,
you already know. Huh? You already know. I'm ready. I'm ready for that. I'm gonna have my shirt. I'm gonna have my shirt and my hat on when they play Georgia. Oh yeah.
So this is because the Florida teams are garbage, or what? How did you go be a Florida native and you rooting for Alabama?
Yeah, Florida was garbage. Florida State was garbage at the time. Miami's had been garbage for a while, you know. So hey, I like it. Hey, I like Nick Saban. I had followed Nick Saban since he was at Michigan State. And he came to Miami, was coaching the Dolphins, and you know he just left. I'm like, dude, what? First of all, he picked the wrong quarterback. That's why he left. He picked Dante Culpepper because he had to pick Drew Brees. He'd still be a Miami Dolphin coach right now if he had to pick Drew Brees. So they'd be having statues at the Miami Stadium and not at Alabama if he would have picked that right. Yeah, you get Drew Brees and let him build the defense for Drew Brees. Oh my goodness!
You know, if he would have went to Miami with Saban, shit, he probably would have won more Super Bowls with the Dolphins than he did with the Saints. He only won one Super Bowl with the Saints.
Yeah, he would have won multiple Super Bowls in Miami with Nick Saban, and he would have built that defense. Yeah,
they would have put a whole lot of talent around him, and you know, but that's
hell Ness. To my bad upbringing, Uncle Jay. Talking about me, talking about being an Alabama fan.
Yeah, I got that Alabama, man. And then
when you a Jaguar fan, hey, you was an Orlando Magic fan at one point.
Oh Lord, wait a minute, you was a Magic fan?
I was a Magic fan at one point. They sucked. Hey, the Mandarin. Hey, I went to Mandarin High School. You know, they just won a title 2 years ago, their first state title 2 years ago. But Mandarin football team sucked. So, you know, all my teams, you know, just sucking, you know. So I was like, and Bama wasn't good when Saban got there. They weren't good before he got there.
I ain't gonna talk about my high school. The Lord have mercy. I'm still reeling over 30 to nothing. Or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah. Somebody used to be a Noles fans. Blood in and blood out. Go Noles. No, dog, not no Noles. Hey, just know this. It would have never been Gators ever. It was just I can't. And that's because of family who are already Gator fans. They're obnoxious about it.
Yeah, the Gators gave up 50-something points too.
You talking about that's what did it, Mandarin High School.
Yeah. What's the Mandarin nickname?
Mustangs.
Oh, the Mustangs.
Yeah. Hey, we got the same colors as Miami too. That's one thing I used to love.
Play just like them.
Yeah. Yeah, play like them now. Not Miami back in the day.
I told my old Reebok in there, boy, we don't play like North Carolina, man. Something got to be done, man. We don't supposed to lose the range 30-0, man.
Yeah,
we might lose 14-0. That's what we lost when we played them. But 30-0.
Nah.
Hey,
nah.
That still hurt.
Yeah, it does.
30-0.
What was our last ones? Oh, that's what we getting into. So now we're gonna wrap up that football talk. We're gonna finish out with a little NBA. Go over a little bit of this, and you talked a little bit. You say you don't watch some bad basketball over the last couple of days.
Every time I stick that, every time I watch the Magic, bro, I have to watch like 5 seconds of it, then move on. Then I watch the Pelicans. I watch I see Zion and gain 10 pounds. I gotta flip it on to something. I watch the Pistons. Then I have then the good teams don't come on till 10 o'clock, and I'm half asleep. So I have to watch Golden State just to, get my NBA groove on it. Man, that's finally a team to watch.
Yeah. Let's say that really hurt Uncle Jay. 30-0.
Yeah, it's still hurting, man. I can't remember. I've been out of town for a little bit, but Jesus Christ, I don't remember we ever losing 30-0. It might be 14-0 or 17-0, but 30-0. Hell, you might as well play the JV there after halftime. They might have scored.
Yeah.
Things got to get better, man. I got too much blue in my closet, man. Come on, man. We can't lose 30-0, man.
Yeah.
I saw rings. They're okay. They won.
They're okay,
but they're not the rings of 2-3 years ago.
No, they're not. No, they're not. But yeah, same thing, man. Watching the Lakers. I follow the Lakers because of LeBron. That's the only reason. And watching them, man, he ain't playing. But man, like how you get the doors blown off you, man. You lose to Oklahoma City twice. Like how?
That's called the guys got to make some sacrifices, man. You can't play the way you played, like Russell Westbrook, man. You're gonna have to play a different style in LA. You got clashing style going on. AD playing too far from the basket, I think. It's just a whole lot of going on there, man. They don't move the ball. The ball's sticking. And I think they got a head coach who ain't verbal enough. So these guys just kind of do what they want to do or listen to LeBron.
Yeah.
And it's just, sometimes when you assemble a roster, man, you got to make sure the chemistry clicks. You can't have 3 guys all playing the same way and they on your roster and they getting the same amount of minutes, and sometimes they're on the floor together, man. You either going to be a facilitator or you're going to be a shooter. And I think they got an issue on who shoots, who facilitates, and above all that, they don't move the ball. It sticks.
Yep.
And they don't get back on defense.
Yeah. Anthony Davis just called everybody out. Yeah.
He should call himself out. Yeah. He ain't playing good. He had 30 points, but hell, I mean,
well, he included himself, and he's not saying those guys are terrible. He said we're not playing winning basketball right now. He said basically saying we suck.
so he should be saying, hell, I'm gonna take it to my shoulders. I'm gonna take this team on my back, and they better join in because we got to get this changed. That's what I want to see out of AD. I don't want to see the AD. Oh yeah, we just bad. You know.
Yeah. So when I saw AD and Howard acting hard, I said they're going to be hot garbage. Oh yeah, when they were going back and forth on the sideline. Yeah.
When LeBron is not in the game, AD should be scoring 40 a night.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, he's that good. He has the skill set. And you're right. And the offense should flow through him every single night.
And every guy that's not LeBron shouldn't have nothing to say, including Carmelo. Carmelo passed his prime, man. He's a great player in his day. And he was on that 75 list. But believe me, he ain't the same Carmelo that played with the Knicks. He can't, he can score, but he can't score like he did back then.
Yeah. Now it's crazy because he's improved his shooting. He can't do it to the level he was in his youth, of course. Yeah. But he's improved his shooting tremendously, which brings us back to Mr. Ben Simmons. And how could you not improve that shooting, sir? Oh my goodness.
Oh man, who did I watch on Game Time, NBA Game Time? I think it was the former used to play at UNC. He said something like he said, man, the 76ers look to be a team that has the talent right now to contend for an NBA championship.
Yeah.
But they want a petty fight. they want a petty fight. They want to show who they want to stick the chest out and say, I'm boss.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And then you got Ben and his agent, and it's just like, it's just, I don't get it. I think the 76ers have proven to everybody in the league that we don't take this mess. If you sign a contract with us, then we expect we expect your obligation. We expect for you to live up to your contract. But they done accomplished that threshold. They done took the man money, they done sent them home. He ain't nowhere around. They basically done said, hey, look, Ben, we don't need you. But it's going on and on and on and on. A guy, how can he create value when he doesn't play?
Yeah.
And then it reached to the point of just stupidity, man. It's just like a cat fight. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I know everybody's seen it by now, but Nikola Jokic and Mr. Markieff Morris, got a little tangled up. Well, Marquise, a cheap shot foul. And, he turned away like everything's all hunky-dory. He's going back up the court. And Nikola Jokic came and went through his back is what he did. And Markieff, he was injured. Is he back playing now?
I don't think he is. I haven't looked at it. I didn't see him the other night.
Yeah. So, and, people were talking about it. And, Markieff is, the Morris twins have been known to be kind of dirty players, man. They doing a little dirty stuff. One's more dirty than the other, of course. But that's what they've been known for. And so, since, they talked a little trash and the other brother talked trash because, Nikola pushed him. So, Jokic has brothers, the plural, brothers, Serbians, probably wrestled bears when they were toddlers. They said they pulling up. When Miami plays Denver in Miami, they pulling up. And they told other Morris, go ahead, pull up too. And then, dude, did you see where after that game, they were in the hallway waiting for, I guess, Nikola Jokic. Like majority of the team was waiting for him. And I don't know what they was getting ready to do.
So what are they going to do?
That's what I said. What were they going to do? What were they going to do?
You know what that the whole thing looked like? You on the elementary playground. The bully come up. Want your lunch money? You say no. He push you. Then you just say, man, I ain't taking this no more. And you push the bully down, and the bully lose the fight, and everybody in the class make you the hero. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
He got bullied. He got bullied back. Because he didn't think Jokic was gonna come back on him.
No, because he had relaxed his guard all the way.
Yeah.
I'm talking about relaxed it all the way to the point where even though the shove, it ain't like he straight up Ray Lewis tackled him. Yeah. But because he wasn't able to brace for the hit, it was significant.
But you know what? Jokic put his elbow in his side, you know.
Yeah, he did.
Which he didn't do that.
Yeah. They say the elbow is the strongest part of the body. So that's why they teach you to throw these. They say this right here gonna hurt somebody. You throw one of those,
especially when he's coming at him. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But who was at fault? The Morris shouldn't have done it.
Morris, should have done it.
Yep. Yeah. And I think Isaiah said, all of them was coming up on Jokic. He said that they backed away.
Yeah.
He one tough son of a gun, boy.
Yeah, that's like if you look at the video, look at Tyler Hero. Tyler, he started talking. He ain't do it was no action. He just started talking.
Yeah.
He ain't want come on, dog. They don't want them problems, man.
Nope.
No, man. So I saw that. I said
they were smart.
Yeah, I said we in clown world here. If you think that your boy, you're not gonna do anything to Nikola Jokic, man. You're not. So, but it is what it is. So we'll see if there's any more to it. I'm pretty sure they squash this old with until they play again, and then we'll see what happens then.
You can't bully that guy, man.
No.
You're not gonna punk. You're not gonna punk him, man. He is what he is.
Yeah. In other news, that's the other one. So Kevin Garnett and Carmelo Anthony, back when he was with the Knicks at the time, and playing against the Boston Celtics, him and Kevin Garnett got into it because Kevin Garnett allegedly said at the time that his wife Lala tasted like Honey Nut Cheerios. That's what he allegedly said. And, Carmelo went off, followed him, tried to get to him in the locker room. And then after the game, he went to the Celtics team bus. And his video of him beating on the bus, trying to get on the bus. Like, he was pissed off. So now, Garnett, years later, has come out and said that he never said that. He said he doesn't know where that came from. He said, I'm a Frosted Flakes man anyway. He said, I don't know where that whole Honey Nut Cheerios thing came from. I never said that. Lala said that he never said that in the book like a year after it because it was like 2013. I think that happened 2014. She wrote a book. She said that supposedly never happened. Carmelo said that he never said that. So now, okay, cool. He never said that. So I got more questions now than I had before because now I want to know, well, what did he say? Because you don't get like that for nothing. And usually when the guy get that pissed off and upset, he either says something it's about women or he says something about his mama.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what did he say?
We may never know.
Yeah. Yeah. We may.
That cat may not come out the bag on that one, man.
Yeah. And, they supposedly they've made up now. They're no longer, beefing or whatever. They made up a while back. But it's funny. Why I was wondering, like, why is he addressing this now?
Yeah,
it's 2021.
When was that? Like 2015?
Yeah. 2014.
2014. Damn, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Garnett been retired for the last 4 years?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So when I saw that, I said, man, that's interesting. But now we need to know what was said, and of course nobody's gonna talk about what was said, but eventually somebody gonna tell all, and it's gonna come out. But it's going to be. They both may be gray when it comes out, but it's going to come out at some point.
Yeah, they'll share that story on Game Time.
Yeah, they'll be on the podcast that they started together or something, and they'll bring it up and talk about it or something.
Yeah, with the G version. The rated G version.
Oh yeah. Let's see. What was the last one? Oh, okay. So we're gonna close out the show with this story. So there's we got a Julio Jones on IR. Wow. So is he done for the season, or they just put him there and they're gonna bring him back in a couple of weeks?
Oh, that's the second guy gone.
Yeah, that's the second one. So hey, Tannehill, it's on Tannehill, man. You paid Tannehill top QB money. Even though you lost your back and you lost your receiver, you got to lean on Tannehill. See what you can get out of him.
Yeah.
The story for Paris Saint-Germain, you say done for the season, I think. Wow, that's wow. He got hurt, and he was never the same after he got hurt early in the year. And it pretty much lingered until he's now on IR.
Oh, that's a big blow for the Titans, man.
Yeah, that's a huge blow for the Titans, man. Wow. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I'm going to share this. So, yeah, Paris Saint-Germain, basically soccer team. They had an interesting situation where one of their players, Amanita Diallo, she's been released from police custody without charge, but investigation into an attack on her teammate is ongoing. So these two they say they were together, and there's these two right here. They say they were out. I don't know where they were. Let's say like Paris Saint-Germain, France midfielder Amanita Diallo was released from police custody without charge on Thursday night, according to Versailles prosecutor's office, after her teammate Kiera Hamaroa was attacked by masked men as the two women drove home together earlier this week. The investigation is still ongoing. Say the material in the investigators' possessions justify her being put in custody. So Amanita Diallo initially was arrested because they thought that she paid the men.
I'm David.
Oh man, get that sound out of here. They thought that she paid those masked men to injure her teammate, and they said that they basically beat her up while they held Diallo down, and they beat on her legs, and she didn't suffer any broken bones. And they saying that those two were competing for playing time against one another, and so that's what led her to organize the attack and try to get her legs broken. And how do you attack somebody and beat on their legs and you still don't break any bones? I don't understand. If that's what the objective was, I'm not understanding.
What league was this?
This is Paris Saint-Germain. So this is it's because this is not FC, so they call it. It says feminine, is what they call it. So women's soccer, and this is over in France.
Okay.
And so
like taking it to the extreme, there, boy.
Yeah, and so initially that was the story, that she paid some masked men to injure her teammate so she'd get more playing time. But she's been released because they said, however, her release signifies that at this stage the charges are not sufficient to put her before an investigation judge and to put her under formal investigation. However, the investigation is ongoing to identify the attackers and their potential accomplices. If new elements become available and concern Ms. Diallo, she may need to be brought back into the proceedings. Say detention as a part of investigation is common in France. Prosecutors have 48 hours to charge or release a person if they are brought in. No one has been charged in the case. So the way it was initially reported was that she had hired the guys. And so they've done the investigation. She has no link or tie to them as of now. So, but they said that they had evidence to bring her in and to detain her, but they released her, I guess, after going through it. But she's still a person of interest in the case because they haven't identified the attackers or their accomplices.
Yeah.
I mean, but this story is this is wild. Like, this is a targeted attack. Number one, you got to know this is a targeted attack because they came in, held Diallo down, and then just beat on the other teammates' legs. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, ain't it? That's like almost like, what's that? Tanya Harding paying those dudes to break old girl legs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's something, man. So, we'll see how it plays out going forward, but. The young lady, the way they initially said it, it was amazing that it was like a foregone conclusion that she paid the men to beat up her teammate. I couldn't believe that, but so now that the story it's a lot less juicy now because when it was thought that she paid people to beat up her teammate, when it was thought she paid people to beat up her teammate, that story was all everywhere. Now that it's seen that. She's not linked to it. It's not. They're not talking about it no more. They're not reporting it like they reported initially, man.
Well, man, that's the news, man. As bad as that sounds, you want to. Hey, the juicy stuff always get the top of. It's just. That's the world we live in, man.
Yeah, that's the world we. It's crazy.
Now she's forgotten. Oh, but she didn't do it. Oh, but. That wasn't the intent. Oh, she wasn't charged. Oh. Let's find something else juicy.
Let's move on. Yeah, man.
That's still a wild story, though, man.
Yeah.
Now maybe that'll come out. That's gonna come out in a couple of years, though.
Yeah.
It's almost like the what's the name back in the day when the U.S. Olympian. I can't think of her name. When I think it was speed skating.
Oh, he only gonna be out 3 weeks. Hammy. Okay. Well, that's.
So let's see. Will he be back before they play Jags? I think it's 3 weeks. I think they play him 3 weeks.
So he could be back for that game.
They got 2 home games. Then they go to Tennessee. Then they go to the Rams.
You got 49ers, Falcons, Rams, then the Titans. Yeah, he gonna be back for that game.
Yeah. No, that ain't good. Well, he didn't do much in that game, the first one.
No. Well, Tanya Harding.
Tanya Harding.
Yeah, that's what I brought up. Yeah. Yeah, it's similar to that. Which is crazy, and that goes. And let's say that this young lady, they released her. Doesn't mean she's not guilty. Doesn't mean she didn't have anything to do with it. It's just that at this time they don't have anything to hold her on. But she's still on the investigation. But like me and you were talking, I think it points to a bigger issue, something where the older crowd has pretty much parroted for the last 2 years. About the young people and pretty much their, I would say, mental toughness. If you really want to think about it, their mental toughness. Saying that how when Simone Biles had, she pulled out of the Olympics, and people were talking about her, and they were saying how basically like the younger people today, they don't have the mental toughness that their predecessor has, which is true. I mean, you got kids that grew up in comfort. So when the chips are down and things get hard, it's a lot of them, they're going to give up. They're not going to press forward. They're not going to, they didn't have to scrap and claw for everything coming up.
And something else though, Brandon, is just like I think one of the difference now and then was that now everything is so magnified. It's like there was people back in the day who was nervous and maybe couldn't go, but they they might have said it was just an injury, or they didn't really disclose the real cause. And now it's like, man, you can't hide nothing in society no more in this age, man. Somebody gonna get to spill the beans, or somebody will catch you in a lie, So, and I think it's more mental. I don't know. I mean, I guess the word would be just there are a lot more things in sports that can make an athlete feel mental distress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
like back in the day, it was like, man, you had coaches say mental. Man, we gotta win. We were worried about your mentals after we get this victory.
Right. Pretty much.
And then, of course, if something went wrong and he dropped 3-4 passes, then they'll take him out based on performance. But we're not on that. I mean, I don't think you could get, even in high school, you could go to your coach, tell him, I'm having some problems at home, and I like to take the week off. No. Not going to happen.
No.
You take that week off, well, your coach would have said back in my day, well, we'll see you next season.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but it's like with most things today. So back in the day, we were, it was the way it was, since it was so egregious. You thinking about the way the coaches were and how they had guys, they didn't want to be that way no more. So what do? You overcorrect.
Yeah.
You overcorrect. So now you go from being hard asses to now basically somewhat babying athletes now. I mean, you can say that a lot of them are baby today. Yeah, they go through it and they have to make sacrifices. Their life is lived out in the media. Social media has put things on steroids. Yeah. I mean, dude, Hunter Renfrow called a pass on Jalen Ramsey in the Rams-Raiders joint practices, and it was headline news. Yeah. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, so that's what the kids today do have to deal with, and it is tough to deal with. But we have overcorrected, and we have started the baby, man.
And even like high schools, man, like 20 years ago, you didn't see that many highlights and that good catches and super plays, and then bad plays. Guy just gave up a touchdown catch and those kind of things. And another thing, coaches back in the day used to say, "Oh, you got to persevere. You got to show some resiliency. You can't quit. You can't give up. It was always those adjectives like you got to do this. You got to overcome the odds." And then now, I think they hear the athlete more. The athlete kind of says, "I'm giving it my all, but I just, I need to take a break." Mm-hmm. And that wouldn't fly in my period. That wouldn't have been an option.
Yeah. Shoot, could you imagine Calvin Ridley playing on those Falcon teams back in the day with Deion Sanders and them? Yeah. Talking about he needed to take some time off of his mental health.
Yeah.
That wouldn't fly.
They would have had stuff up in his locker.
Yeah. That wouldn't have flew.
Or he would have been dressing in the locker off from everybody else or somewhere. But that just, the world is less. I'll say this. I think the world is less cruel than what it used to be.
Yeah.
Your voice is heard, some more understood than it was before. Like you was chastised. I say, man, the word would be soft. I mean, this dude's soft. He don't want to play because he got some. He must be scared. It'd be all kind of stuff like that. Play Reigns this week and he don't want to play because he got some mental. Yeah. But sometimes progress is made in a lot of different ways. It ain't just a new car. Cars are different. Food even different. But sometimes progress does make things better.
Yeah.
It's just like if a guy, a young lady is having only that athlete or that person know what their own personal situation is. Nobody's personal situation can nobody tell that story except that person. And I don't have no problem with people saying that they need some time off or or I don't know what. Nobody knows what Ridley going through.
Mm-hmm.
We got some ideas, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe if there's a chance that he can come back and it make him better overall, better person.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather see that story than see the Raider player just throw his life away for making a dumb mistake.
Yes.
It's just like I think it's something you have to pay more attention to. You have to pay more attention to people demeanor, like, man, this guy's slipping, or shoot, right now, man, you got people who you have to watch that they might commit suicide and things like that. It's just you got to be a lot more aware of people actions and stuff. We live in a society now, man. It's just like you don't know you don't know the next person in this.
Yeah.
You don't know what their background, you don't know what they're going through, you don't know what they had to overcome, you don't know their reaction. And it's just been so many things in this world that make you think that, man, you gotta take consideration of everybody's mental. You don't want somebody to come in there and they were screaming for help and nobody helped them, and then they come in the next day and shoot up the place or something. So you gotta really you have to spin yourself beyond yourself, if that make any sense.
No, yeah, and everything you just said, I champion all of that. Yeah, because you want to catch stuff before it manifests.
Yeah.
You want to catch stuff before it manifests. But there are also those times where and this is the thing, you're going to have those people who game the system. So Calvin Ridley has a legit issue going on.
Yeah.
Whether it would have flew back in the day, whatever it is, he stepped away from money. So he has a legit issue going on. Ben Simmons gamed the system because he told the 76ers he got mental health stuff, and he just don't feel it and don't want to play. And come to find out, he was gaming them. So that's the issue with it today, and why you would say that's why you have the older crowd say, "Well, I played through this, and look, they're not doing this," and that's why, because you're going to have kids who use it, and they take advantage of it. Yeah.
And that's the bad thing to happen. That's almost like you have a party and then you everything going good, and then all of a sudden it's 1:00 and two bad apples show up and tear the whole party up, and the only thing people remember about was 10 minutes of bad stuff for fighting or something like that. So it's just the world. The world now is just everything is exposed. Everybody's actions are exposed. Everybody has a social media. You can hide behind social media and make threats and target people and make a person feel real bad, without even having to be on the school playground, those things. And those are things that's got to get corrected. That's not what social media purpose was, to bully people or just, oh, you see what she wore today and all this. We live in a world now where everything is self-gratifying, man.
Oh man, that gratification is killing us, man. They say that youth depression is highly linked to social media.
It is, everybody want to feel important. Everybody, I say this, everybody post a picture on Facebook and they want to get 2,000 likes. If they get no likes, then they go back to school and say, "Damn, man, you posted a picture. Ain't nobody like that."
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised how the little things escalate. Back in my day, hey, somebody threw something on you. All right, we hashed it out or we fought it out. We didn't have a lingering feud. Where every time I see you, we talking drive-bys and all this crazy stuff that's been going on. It's just like, man, I think we take the world too serious now.
Yeah.
You know, then because you used to be fighting, and it's like 2 weeks later you friends, and like, man, did we really fight? What we were fighting for? Oh, you said something I didn't like. Oh, you stepped on my foot. Well, it was an accident, you know.
Yeah.
I say, but the world is just so different, man. I just hate it. I just hate to see young men, man, who throw their lives away because they could have had a conflict where they can just hash it out, talk it out, and move on. You know.
Yeah.
I don't like to see young men lose their life trying to save their own neighborhood. Which if you don't pay taxes, what does it matter? I lived in New Orleans and guys was dying because, you know, one lived in the 7th ward and the other one lived in the 8th ward.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just, you know, that just, to me, that's just crazy. You know, like, I mean, what personal stamp do you have in your neighborhood that your mama is paying taxes on the house you live in? And you 14, 15 years old, and you around here want to defend your turf with nothing in it, other than you stepping there going to school in it. I mean, you know, it's just crazy to me. But that stuff happens, man. You know, I'm from the 7th ward. You know, that makes us better. So you don't come crossing in our territory. It just, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I never understood that either, man. I never understood dying for a block you don't own.
Yeah, don't own the block. They ain't paying taxes. You know, it should be like holding a sign up saying, like, man, we need to get this improvement, the sewage improvement, street improvement, street lights improvement, park improvement. That's when you're making an impact. You ain't making an impact by being a thug.
Right.
You know. I always say that, man. I think I told it to somebody the other day. I say, man, you know, you watch all these football games and they big at the moment, but I don't remember 2014 and how big, you know. I mean, once the years go by, it was just another championship, you know.
Yeah.
But back then, it was the biggest thing, you know. LeBron run in Miami, you know. Now you're in LA. You know, it's not forgotten, but it ain't. You know, it's bygone. It's done.
Yeah, it's in the past. It's yesterday.
Yeah, and that's just how life is, man. You know, hey, what you did tomorrow don't matter on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, this is the exposure era, no doubt. They want all the likes, but none of the responsibilities or accountability. Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, that's like people want these nice cars. I want a Cadillac. I want rims on my car. They get a job, but still want it. Yeah, but don't want to wait for it. You know, so you can't be 23, man, or 19, and I want all the riches, and don't work for it, man. That's life ain't that. Life ain't easy. You know, you gotta put in the clock. You gotta punch the clock.
Yeah. So shoot, right now, shoot, if you had the options, everybody had a place where you can go. You just pick and choose things for your life. The shortcut path, I mean, is worn out. I mean, it's worn out. You can't even get in there. It's too many people in the shortcut path. You know,
you're right. Well, it's good to dream. It's good to go to the Circle K and pay that money and get that lottery ticket and make you feel good. Then you scratch the number off and God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try again next week to win the next drawing. But, you know.
Yeah.
It ain't no rich quick playing, man.
No.
If it was, we'd all be rich.
Yep. Hard work, man. Hard work, man.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Man, this is another one, man. I had to get this out, man. I got let's see. These young fellas would rather shoot the clock than punch a clock.
Yeah. And he right.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, and it's just, hey, man, once you make a bad mistake, I think anybody should realize paying 30, 40 years for that mistake, man, is not worth it.
No.
It's not. Then lost your life, man.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it.
Yeah. It's a guy. Yeah. It's a guy I was watching named Charleston White, and he was talking about that. And he said, dude, I done been there.
Mm-hmm.
I done served the time. He said, we figured it out. We were all tricked. He said, we trying to tell these young guys. He said, we were tricked. That macho life and stuff like that, dude, it's not worth it. There's nothing that you do in that life. It is worth the consequences you're going to face. Nothing.
Exactly. And then when you get children, you know you're not gonna tell your kid, "Oh, this is the life to live." You know you're not gonna.
Yeah.
You're not gonna steer your kid in that direction. You want the best for your child, and you're gonna do whatever you can to help make that possible. But you sure ain't gonna steer them on your own. You know, it used to be back in the day, like, man, you know, being hard and you know, being being this and being gangstified and all that craziness, man. It's like, boy. I know a lot of gangster-fies ain't around no more. They dead.
Yeah.
Can't be a hero in the cemetery, man.
No.
Usually that's where it gets you.
That is where they get you, man. That is where they get you. But hey, once again, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all follow Mr. Reid on Twitter, Jacksonville.com, Florida Times-Picayune. Follow me on my social media. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I needed this today. Been down all week. Yeah, been down all week, man. I was that Wednesday and Thursday. Man, I ain't go nowhere. I was in here and I was down, man. I was down. So, man, it feels good to get back on it.
I got that booster shot, man. It's killing me.
Yeah. Oh, but they stay making babies and still don't know how to use the damn belt. Oh man, we could do a whole show on that right there. Golly, man.
Yeah.
Man, these kids. They just popping out the kids, man. Oh my goodness. But
yeah, man, we need to have a seminar and talk to the young folks, man.
Man, yeah, these young guys here in Jacksonville. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we gotta talk.
Time where I grew up at, boy. All these shootings around here, man.
Yeah. We're watching the manifestation of Pookie and Ray Ray.
But all we can do is give wisdom, man. I think we can share a lot of wisdom on these shows, man. That's all. If we don't do nothing else, we're doing our part, man. Somebody's listening. You change one life, you change them all. You know, I mean, you made an impact. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, and I'm with it, man. Shoot, I shared before we go, I had in my memories on Facebook a video from 2016 where I went live came up, and I was coaching at Terry Parker, and I think we went to Paxson and we had beat Paxson and we blew the doors off Paxson, and I went live and all the boys they were on the video, hyped up, the coaches were talking and stuff like that, and I was like, man, I miss these boys, so I shared it, put it in the Duval City football group. And a bunch of the boys from who on Facebook now, they saw the video.
Oh,
they came to the post, man, and they were like, man, love these boys, love these days, man. It's just that you can't manufacture that feeling, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. You can't manufacture that feeling, man.
That's why, man. Just kind of off topic, man. I appreciate all the coaches who coach these youth football teams and all that, man.
Yeah,
because they don't realize what kind of impact they do on these kids, man. You play that corner and they teaching, they giving you the first basis of what it is to show up to practice on time and you being valued and you being depended upon by not just you and your mom and your dad, but you got like a team of 30 guys depending on you. And man, that stuff help you in the long run, man. And when you become older, them talks never go away,
Right.
And those guys should be commended for what they do.
Yeah. And they'll say, I'll do it on one condition, that after the show, there's something strong on ice afterwards because we will need it. You're right, Ness. You're right. You're right. He's these youngsters head are hard as Fort Knox. Yeah. You're all right, Ness. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, get that pot of gold, man. That pot of gold is not there. You gotta get it. You gotta wait on it. You gotta work for it. It ain't gonna drop out the sky.
Yeah.
That's my only message.
Yeah, and if you're an average guy, you wouldn't gifted with hit the genetic lottery. It's gonna take you some time, man. It's only one LeBron. It's only one Lil Wayne. You know, like those guys are one of one. You know, so it's gonna take some time.
Yeah, you just have to find what you do good at, and then invest your time in it, and don't move on to like 7 different things, and just stick to the 1 or 2 things that you feel you good at, and stick to it. Don't a lot of people get distrayed and move on and discouraged by people talking. You know, I mean, you got to believe in yourself, man. You can't believe what everybody say, and that includes teachers. I mean, there's some teachers told me, say, man, you ain't gonna, but hey, man, you got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in nothing else, you got to believe in yourself.
True that.
I say that message to the day I die. You got to believe in yourself. That's what you got. Your vision is your vision, not nobody else's.
Yeah, I say all the time, if you not gonna bet on yourself,
exactly,
nobody else will. Mm-hmm.
Your mom gonna encourage you. Your mom gonna tell you everything you want to hear, and that is excellent. But you gotta believe you can do it, just like your mom believe you can do it. Yeah, and I feel like I'm Reverend Ike on here, man.
Hey, you dropping some gems. You know, you got to drop the gems, man. You got to drop the gems.
I'm just trying to talk real. I mean, it's just like, man, you know, a lot of times people think the life is so hard, and we did this, and we get this thrown on us, and we you know, it's too hard to do this because they're throwing this at us and all that, man. And it's true, it is. But it is a world where you gotta be 10 times better. You know, that's not a lie. But you gotta you gotta put in the work. Once you put in the work, that's when you can laugh. That's when you 5 steps ahead of your competition, not that the competition is ahead of you. You know, you gotta watch your competitors, even on the football field. You gotta watch everything everybody do.
Oh yeah. Shoot, and the internet, man, has changed the game. They say the internet, now you don't have to worry about the one famous black person at a time rule. You ain't got to worry about that no more. The internet has changed the game.
Everybody posts their stuff on it. There's a lot of singers on the internet, man.
Yeah, and they're famous for doing everything but singing, which is crazy to me.
Oh man.
And not to bag on her, but like Lizzo, I haven't heard a Lizzo song in I don't know how long, and don't plan to listen to none of her music because I don't think she's that great of an artist. You know, there's a lot of bigger women who can sing. They can blow you under the benches. She's not one of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's not one of them. She go viral for stupid stuff, man. Not her music, which is but that's how it is, man. That's how it is. But man, I appreciate y'all. Get up out of here.
Yeah, man.
So we'll see you next week. Hopefully these Jags get a W, even though I think Indy is gonna. I think Jonathan Taylor, gonna have a big game.
Just to share a secret, value that Florida weather because it's cold as hell up here.
Oh yeah, you say it's 34 degrees in Indianapolis?
Yeah, it done dropped now. It's nighttime now. It's about like 30 or something. I didn't check the car, but yeah, hey, once the night come, it get down into 20. It's like supposed to be 27 or something like that. But appreciate that Florida weather, man. I know I do.
Yeah, for sure. He said, "Go Jags." All right, man. I appreciate y'all, but we'll see y'all next time. Until then, we are out of here.
All right.
Peace out.